all back. What's up, guys? What's up, listeners? What is up, viewer? Trevor. It is.
Yeah, Trevor.
Woo! It is Tuesday night, which means podcast night on the DNA channel, whether it be our music review, video game movie review, or another brand new episode of The Dosage as we continue our journey through the 2000s currently. We are in the year 2005, and tonight's episode will be reminiscing about all of our memories of the year 2005 in video games. With that, we will be putting together, well, we've already put together, we'll be sharing rather, our top 10s from this particular year. For those watching live tonight, stick with us. We're doing the trifecta. We're doing 3 episodes recording back to back to back. So it's going to be a late night for those live with us. For you not live with us listening on podcast platforms, you, of course, can listen at your leisure whenever you please. So please do. But again, welcome back to center stage. We got iRob.
Hello.
That's it. Okay, and then we got Cody.
Hi.
Bringing the energy tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is not
I thought
them.
you were the hype man. Like, that's you. Like,
I'm trying. Cody King with the host, with the most. Twitch setup tool follow.
Yeah,
That's weird.
I'm just not happy about having to cut some of these out.
So the struggle, and this is
You
a
just
spoiler.
made the list.
MX with the 18th resub. Damn! Thank you for that, man. And Wicked, of course, thanks for the hosts. So for those that don't know, MX just got himself a entry into our current raffle. And the prize for a lucky winner will be a custom controller, custom Xbox controller from Design
You just
Lab.
made the list.
And what's up, Lana? First, aren't you at a dinner, Lana? How are you watching us right now?
that's support for you right there, Trev. That's
It
what that is.
It is. Thank you. I should be thanking you, not questioning. I'm a bad man. They have 3 episodes recorded. Yes. Atticus is listening. Hi, Atticus. I heard you got banned from a ride at the carnival. He did, apparently. He was running.
Can we give away this set eventually? I'm sick of having it under my desk. I keep kicking it.
Of course.
Keyboard, mouse, and headset gaming bundle. And yeah, I keep kicking it. And
What do
I've
you
been kicking
think
it
about
for
this?
6 months now.
What do you think about this, Cody? And this is, since this is your thing, this is just an idea for me. What do you think? It is a second. That's 2 items you have? So how about this? And this is your discretion, because these are your things. What if we drew 3 prizes in the sub raffle?
With that.
So out of 150 entries, excuse me, wow, choking on my own spit. That's wonderful.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
That's what she said?
Jesus, this is a mature audience podcast.
We also make it a 4th.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
4 raffle prizes.
I want to get rid of some of these things under my desk.
I might do some house cleaning too. I have a bunch of things that I could probably make.
Like
my wife
all
happy
these
with getting
things that
rid
I
of.
just showed are unopened, never opened. They're just things that I got that I never.
Can I be eligible for the raffle? I could use some speakers for my computer.
They're colorful too. They change colors.
Ooh. Oh, isn't it? It's got a sub too. Look at that.
It does. 3 of them.
I'm a sub to our own channel because I can.
I just did it and you didn't announce it.
What? I didn't see the alert. I saw your host. Did you also sub?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the sub. I'm currently subbed right now,
I had
so
to
I can't.
resub. Yeah, mine ended on the 3rd.
Oh.
That is today.
Atticus says, ew. I didn't mean to choke. I'm sorry. It's okay. So we have possibly 4 raffle prizes then of the 150 entries for that. And thanks to the host, Thunder. All the good ones are gone. Thank you so much for that, host. Again, welcome everyone. We're going to be discussing 2005 in video games here. Stick with us, though, if you're watching live. We're going to be discussing 2006 right after, and then 2007 after that. So a long night ahead. Let's dive into things, unless you guys have any more random things you want to potentially give away?
I do not.
Nothing.
I probably do.
Who knows? We'll find out.
I didn't move far for those items, so
I love that you're just pulling things out like you're a magician. Like, I have
I can
prizes.
give
for you.
away a pen.
Do you want the silver and blackish? I do want that Mountain Dew, though. Not gonna lie, that looks tasty. Do you want the silver and blackish? You just made the list.
Lifesavers
Lifesavers
gummies.
Hell yeah! Batman with the resub 24 months, ladies and gentlemen. That is 2 years.
happy
They
birthday.
are on a 24-month streak. I believe that is their longest ongoing, concurrent, continuous, ongoing, concurrent, continuous, ongoing. Anyways,
Yeah, all of that.
24 months. Thank you, Batman. Your
That
support
was a lot of words.
is incredible. And I could have an episode just thanking you. But we do have to talk about 2005, so let us do that.
Oh, we won't.
2005, the Xbox 360 was officially announced on MTV in a special hosted by Elijah Wood. Interesting. Who? He was in a couple movies back then.
Wasn't he Frodo?
Yeah. The PlayStation.
Speaking of, I just restarted Lord of the Rings
Did you? It's a good
from
series.
the Hobbits. You know,
I'm surprised you're on time for the show then. If you're watching, 100-bit donation from Wicked, hip hip hooray! Thank you for that.
well, it started 3 days ago. So.
Oh, it's going to take you 3 more days to finish it. It's a walking simulator. The PlayStation 3 was unveiled by Sony during a pre-E3 press conference. At the same time, the press release was released through the Japanese PlayStation website. Nintendo's first mainstream online service, Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, is launched with Mario Kart DS and Tony Hawk's American Skateland. November 22, Microsoft released the Xbox 360 as a successor to the original Xbox. Electronic Arts and ESPN announced a 15-year partnership that would give EA access to ESPN's broadcast, print, and online content. Major League Baseball and Take-Two Interactive signed an exclusive 7-year deal that gives Take-Two Interactive the rights among third-party publishers to develop games based on the MLB license. After coming under heavy fire from many politicians, most notably Hillary Clinton and the Entertainment Software Rating Board, re-rated Rockstar Games' Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Adults Only 18 Plus or AO due to the sexually explicit minigame mod Hot Coffee. Additionally, Rockstar Games ceased production of the game and has announced plans to offer a new version of the game that can't be affected by the mod and plans to patch the PC version. So there are in the wild versions of the game that don't have that. If you're a launch supporter, you probably have that. Sony Computer Entertainment released the first major update in Japan for the video game handheld. The PlayStation Portable version 2.00 includes a web browser, AB repeat mode, Wi-Fi picture sending, as well as additional audio and video support, among other features. Sony Computer Entertainment announced that PlayStation 2 breaks a record, the fastest console to reach a cumulative shipment of 100 million units, beating the previous record holder, the PlayStation, by 3 years and 9 months. Thank you for the host, Zah. Welcome. The PlayStation platform has until the present year the biggest sales of all times of video game history with 120 million consoles shipped. Additionally, the Game Boy Micro was unveiled and released in the fall of 2005. We have a guest.
Don't say hi.
Hola. How are you?
I sick.
Here, so you can hear him.
I was going to say you probably can't hear. How are you?
Dad,
Welcome to the internet.
You'll be here forever now.
This is forever. You're forever famous.
Forever.
I live here.
You live here. You are forever famous now. Welcome to the internet. Have a look around.
Okie
Here you
dokie.
go.
Batman, thank you for the host.
Bye. Love you.
So that is setting the scene for 2005. A lot of information there, but vital information to paint the picture of what we're going to talk about, so it makes a little bit more sense. What I want to kick off in rotation here is we put together a top 10 list. Some of us maybe barely made it through top 10. Some of us maybe had 413 picks for their top 10. Is it
I
inside?
can tell you I didn't get 10 games that I knew from this year.
You didn't get to 10?
No,
See?
that I played enough to have an opinion.
So therefore, with that, you will be probably sitting out our first round, which we call dun 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 honorable mentions. We need music for that.
Honorable mentions. Can we get my daughter saying "I live here" as a notification?
Yes. I'll
We need that.
someone clip that, and then I'll
That would make a good soundbite. It's pretty great.
someone clip that. Go
I
back.
live here.
Atticus asks, "Who's that kid?" That's his kid.
That is my 4-year-old daughter, Grayson.
There you go, Atticus, a new friend. Just don't get her banned from rides at a carnival. Trevor had trouble getting 10 as well. Club Penguin is an honorable mention just for the memes. Ty says Ty is still sitting on couch. Yeah, he wouldn't leave. So
What a jerk.
we're just leaving him there. He's going to hang out for a while.
He's got a nice salmon shirt though.
He does.
Bo Burnham in there as well.
He does. Left brain and right brain.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Well, since iRob does not have any honorable mentions, chat, feel free to share yours at this time.
You just made the list.
Ty
High five.
with a sub. Thank you so much. 15 months. Incredible. Thank you times 15. So again, you guys are getting entries towards that custom controller. Thank you for your support. We can't wait to give away that prize. But chat, feel free to enter your honorable mentions into that chat area now. We'll read them off as we can. But Cody, why don't you kick us off since I just spewed a lot of information with your honorable mentions.
Okay. FIFA Street, Devil May Cry 3, MX vs. ATV Unleashed, Doom 3, and Fear.
Fear of
Those all missed out.
Hold up. Ty with an interesting one. I don't think I've ever heard that one.
That's my favorite one. That's on the list.
You just made the list. Ty doesn't have any honorables. So again, if you guys want to enter your honorables in chat and hang out with us, again, we're going to be doing 2006 and 2007 if you're watching live tonight. So feel free to participate in chat. We'll read yours off as you submit them there. Trauma Center. That's a good one, Lana. So Lana had started by making this first year. She didn't realize they gave her less than 24-hour notice for tonight, so she didn't get to finish. I have a tendency of doing that. But
That's what she said.
yee. But then again, like, we just don't know. Like, Cody's schedule is so up in the air, I guess is the best way to describe it. You just never know.
That's true.
Kind of busy, just popping in. Well, stop being busy.
He's got some things going on.
Oh. Yeah, Trevor did get 6 hours notice. Thank you for being on standby, Trevor. And iRob here with us, too, for being on standby. We really appreciate that. Honorable mentions for me. You're going to laugh at some of these. Please don't, or do. Playboy the Mansion.
That one's on my list.
Is it on your list? All right. I have to describe it for those that don't know, because I still have a copy of this game. For those that don't know, it's basically a Sims-like game, but you are at the Playboy Mansion, and you basically just woo the other characters, and there is explicit content.
Take pictures of cartoon boobies.
Basically. So,
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the game.
yeah. To put into context, I was 20 years old when this came out. So, yes, I had this game. Other honorable mentions for me was WWE WrestleMania 21, Mario Superstar Baseball, WWE Day of Reckoning 2, Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Keep in mind, this is the older one. Trevor says he says with his son listening, he doesn't understand. Lana says, I remember you talking about the game when we met. I may have. I never showed you the game because I think you would have just left right then and there. Mario Party 7, Gun, which until Red Dead Redemption came out was possibly the best like Western shooter game out. Condemned Criminal Origins, Perfect Dark Zero, Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie. Honorable mention because it was one of the first games I got for the 360, but it's visually an amazing game, but it's not a fun game. And Super Mario Strikers concludes my honorable mentions. let's get started on this top 10. Rob, we'll start with you. We'll go to Cody, and then we'll end on me. How about that? Do you even have a 10? You said you didn't complete 10. How many did you get?
I would start in with when we get to number 7.
7. He got 7. All right, Cody.
My number 10 was Super Mario Strikers, your last one on your honorable mention list. Yeah, it was just a good, unique game with power-ups for each of the individual Mario characters, and it was just a fun time. I didn't even like soccer, but I thought this was a really fun game.
It's true. Thanks for the host, Deadshot. Mikey says, I remember playing Perfect Dark Zero in college. Good times. Yeah. King Kong and Fear were also on my list of honorable mentions for Lana there. Fear was also an amazing game, says Mikey. My number 10 is God of War. It's just silence. All right. It's a good game. Like, God of War is a really good game, but there are so many other games, obviously higher on this list, that had more of an impact than God of War at this time. For those...
I've never played any of them, so...
None?
None.
That's wild. So here, I'm putting into perspective too. The way I've ranked mine is how influential they were at this time for me and how much value or importance they still hold up to this day. So there are kind of two takes on how I've ranked my list. So how important was it for things to come, or how much memory or value it created back then. Trevor says number 10 for him is Destroy All Humans, and he has officially fired iRob for never playing God of War.
It's a PlayStation exclusive. I haven't owned one since PS2.
Yeah, you didn't have one of those. Well, I'd say back to iRob, but we're not on 7 yet.
Nope.
My number 9 is Star Fox Assault. I was a big fan of the Star Fox 64. I spent a lot of time playing this, and Star Fox Assault came out on the GameCube, and the graphics were just elevated times a million compared to Star Fox 64. And it just gave you a more in-depth feel for the whole Star Fox experience.
Now, what was that one like? Because the only one I remember from that console was Adventure.
It was kind of more like 64 was, where it was strictly in vehicles.
Okay. And Adventure wasn't, because he was out of the vehicle.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I played that one, to be honest with you. I would have enjoyed it, though, knowing that, because I really liked the Super Nintendo Star Fox. Like, that's still one that I'll go back to every now and then and play. It's a good series. Why they don't have one for the Switch, I don't know.
Great question.
What was the last Star Fox? Technically 2 on the Super Nintendo Classic, because that finally got released, but... There was one on the 3DS.
I feel like the last major console one was on GameCube.
There wasn't one on Wii U?
I don't think so.
Has it been that long then? Jeez. Trevor says...
But Star Fox still stands in Super Smash Bros. And stuff like that, so I guess that's why we kind of forget.
That's true. And Fox is a great character in the game. Number 9 for Trevor says Lego Star Wars. Mikey says, do a barrel roll. That's right. You do a barrel roll. For me, my number 9, and laugh if you will, but this game is still fantastic. Nintendogs. It's a good game. I'm getting... Why are you shaking your head?
It's a good game. Very good game.
Rob shaking his head. Nintendogs is fantastic. It really showcased what the 3DS was all about. And it just kind of... Not the 3DS, excuse me. Correction. What the DS was all about. My brain is programmed for 3DS, even though 3DS isn't even a thing anymore because of a lawsuit. But that's another topic for another day. What the DS was all about at that time. Nintendogs was just fun. It was a huge selling point, too, at that time. 2005 is the year I met my now wife. And it was a point where I got her kind of sold on games and kind of opened her mind to specific ones. And Nintendogs was one of those that I'm like, hey, look, there are games out here that you could potentially enjoy. She's broadened her gaming much more since then.
I don't think you gave her much of a choice.
Oh, as far as where I know, I mean, I did. She didn't have to have a higher gamer score than most of the people I know. She's BA. What now? Ty says number 9, Danny Phantom, the Ultimate Enemy. I've never heard of that.
Never heard of that one. Sorry.
It was on the DS.
Oh, love Danny Phantom growing up, so I figured I would have liked this game. I don't even know what Danny Phantom is, to be honest with you.
It was a cartoon. I believe it was on Cartoon Network in 2005. So
Interesting. Did not know. Well, skipping you, iRob, you're not till 7. Number 8.
I have Matrix: The Path of Neo. This was the first Matrix game that I can remember, and it was extremely fun. I mean, you had to stick directly to the storyline. It wasn't like an open world game or anything like that, but it was fun. I remember spending quite a bit of time and quite a bit of frustration on this game.
Number 8 for Ty is Destroy All Humans. Mikey says, I'm waiting to use Stray as a way to get Andrea gaming. His wife is also named Andrea, just to put that in perspective for those that don't know. Ty says, my older brother is now used to stay up all night playing that on the PS2, the Destroy All Humans. My number 8 is The Legend of Zelda, The Minish Cap, which was a really fun Game Boy Advance game, for those that don't know. Which I believe I actually played it on the DS because the DS had a slot for the Game Boy Advance. So you could play Game Boy Advance games on it.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor says their number 8 is Mario Party 7. Should have been your 7th pick. Missed opportunity.
That was a missed opportunity.
Speaking of 7th picks,
Rob has one.
Ira, welcome to
this.
the internet.
Yes.
Welcome to the
So
internet.
since I only remembered 7 games from 2005, and so my number 7 is Playboy the Mansion.
Great game, as I mentioned.
And I wouldn't go back and play it now, but 2005 me thought it was great. For the month or so that I played it, and never touched it again. So there you go.
I'm wondering if we could get away with streaming that game.
Probably not.
No.
No.
It's all right. I don't have an adapter anyways for HDMI to the original Xbox, so I'd have to get a converter cable. So
was that one in the vein of if you remember? But I just remember the Guy game. Do you remember that one, Trav?
I do. That's also another game that is banned that you can't find anywhere. The reason that was banned was because they actually had underage girls in it.
Oh,
Oops.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, go on with your story though.
Nope, we're good. We can end there.
we're gonna cut it off right there.
That's forever on the internet, Ira. Be careful.
I did not know that. I do know
too.
that now. So never talk of this again. That's
Good call. Good call.
That's why I interrupted you with that. These knives before you went on. Yikes.
My number 7 was 50 Cent Bulletproof.
Ooh,
This is a 50 Cent game. It was the first one of his. He also had a second one that came out. Wasn't nearly as good as this one. But obviously the soundtrack was all him and G-Unit, so it had a really good soundtrack. And just the game in general had a really good feel to it. I was pretty impressed that a musical artist got a shooter game that was this good.
Yeah, I remember when that came out too, and I was laughing about it because, like, generally when you license someone or something like that, usually that's shovelware. And then I remember hearing the feedback, like you had mentioned, it was received pretty well from fans and critics. Yeah, it's not like game of the year, but it was surprisingly good, better than it probably should have been. We have some number 7s coming in. Ty says their number 7 is Mario Tennis Power Tour. Trevor says number 7, EverQuest Dragons of Norath. Batman asks, was there there was a Playboy game. Yeah, we're moving on from that. Ty says that an era in my life where I was obsessed with tennis and badminton. Nothing wrong with that. I played tennis in high school. So,
Me too.
yeah, it was fun times. Good times.
It was time to shoot forehand.
Yes.
We have to preface that. Our tennis coach was the English as a second language teacher for Japanese students, I believe.
I think so, yes.
But if you, so when I said I'm not making fun of anybody that speaks that way, but he technically sounded like Mr. Miyagi in everything he ever said. That is how he sounded.
It's true.
Which made tennis even greater because it was like we had Mr. Miyagi teaching us how to play tennis.
We always tried to piss him off, and it never happened. You could never make him mad.
Nope. Never make him mad, and just let us basically do whatever we wanted because we were enough to where they had a team then. So
Yeah, they barely had enough. There were no tryouts because not enough people were interested. Well, there was an actual anime about tennis. Was there really? I did not know that.
There's an anime about everything.
That's probably true, yeah. My number 7 pick is Lego Star Wars, the video game. I like Star Wars, I like Lego, so it was easy. You can't go wrong with the game. Really not much more to be said other than if you're a completionist, you're going to love the game. Back to you, iRub.
and we're up to number 6.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I had Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks.
I remember you played that a lot.
I did. I was one of the weird people that were the Mortal Kombat games that had their conquest mode. I really liked that in these games.
That was like the 3D exploring thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you sitting and playing that a lot.
Yeah, so you kind of, but then every like battle was a Mortal Kombat 2D fight. But you could go around and you had to find things and had a story with it. So I just like those. So that was one I remember playing quite a bit, I think.
Ty says it's called The Prince of Tennis and is part of the reason that they were obsessed with tennis. Cody.
My number 6 is Donkey Kong Jungle Beat.
Nice.
Yeah, this was a fun game. It came with the little bongo things. That's what they're called, right?
Conga, I think.
Yeah.
Or
But yeah,
bongos.
you just
I don't know.
yeah, yeah, bongos. Yeah, you just beat along with the game and yeah, it was just a good time
Another
to
rhythm game?
let out some frustration on it as well because those bongos took a beating.
That's what she said.
I mean, they're supposed to, though.
Hard.
Ty says their number 6 is The Sims 2 Nightlife. Trevor, I have a question on Trevor's. He says Donkey Kong Country 3. Was that the port? So I'm confused then. Because Donkey Kong Country 3 was in, I think, 1995. And then there was the Donkey Kong Game Boy Color, which wasn't called Country, that was called something else. Donkey Kong Land, I think, was the trilogy of those. He was using Wikipedia, and it was a game, you know. What I'm curious about, was it something that was added to, like, the Wii shop then?
Possibly.
Well, wait, the Wii wasn't out in 05.
No, it came out the very next year.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll put an asterisk on Trevor's number 6.
That could just be his favorite game for that year. It's fine.
No, it's fair.
Number 6 for that year.
This is just for clarity for anyone listening back, because you know how the comments go on the internet, and they're going to be like, well, technically. I'm just avoiding any of that. Because it happens. Speaking of comments, shout out to our comments section on our YouTube channel over the weekend. We had over 35 comments on a video I uploaded on Friday. If you haven't seen that yet, all it was a 3-minute video on how to get to Insider and download the beta if you got invited. And a lot of people had questions, and a lot of people thanked for that instructional video, because it It wasn't the most intuitive way to download a beta, but I'm glad I helped a few people. So shout out to those that took the time to leave a comment, whether it was good, bad, or whatever you felt like saying on there. Either way, it's a comment, and we appreciate it. Number 6, continuing Kingdom Hearts 2, which would start the long gap between 2 and 3, which we didn't know at that time it would be so many years, over a decade. Let's see, number 5 for Ty. Ty just jumping the gun, but we'll give his right now. SpongeBob Light Camera Pants. 5 for Trevor's Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero ruined 2 of my relationships, says Mikey. Good God. But let's hear iRob. What's your number 5?
Number 5 for me was Lego Star Wars. Which you kind of said, not. It's Lego, it's Star Wars. It was fun.
It's true. I think Cody's making audibles in the game. Like I said, he was still working on his OSAT. Are you making changes?
I did switch something around. But my number 5 for 2005 is God of War. Like you said, it was a very, very good game. It started the craze of God of War and Kratos and everything like that. But I just didn't feel like there was as much future playability compared to the rest of the games on my list. So yeah, that's why God of War is at number 5 instead of closer to that one spot.
You know, that's always been my critique of at least the first 2 God of War games, that the replayability is very minimal. It's a less than 8-hour game. If you're good, you can fly through it even faster than that. And it's a very repetitive game loop. It's a lot of the same action commands and just hack and slash kind of like gameplay. If you like it, it's fun and it does it well, but it is very monotonous and repetitive. I'm assuming everyone listening to this has probably played or seen a God of War game, though, so I don't need to explain further. But for those that haven't, I mean, that's the basic.
There's somebody on the podcast that's never played it.
Well, you've seen it played, though, I'm sure.
I have seen videos of it. Well, there you go.
And check this. Mikey says that they need to download God of War and play it. They have an Xbox. I'm assuming they mean Gears of War. And question for Mikey, have you never played Gears of War? Because
That's a shame.
Yeah. We'll talk more about that as the years go on. All right, circling back here. We got Trevor's, number 5 was Guitar Hero. iRob with your, or wait, did you guys do number 5? I'm all.
Yeah.
So it's my number 5.
Yeah, it's your number 5.
My number 5 is Animal Crossing Wild World. Absolutely love this game. And this was another one that my wife and I, in our first year of dating, spent so many hours playing. And I think it made her a fan since then of this franchise. So for this particular game, it was an important one in the series. So I'm sure both of us are thankful for getting this game. So that's our number 5. My number 5, I can't speak for her, but assuming it's on her list. Back to you, iRob, number 4.
And WWE WrestleMania.
Which one?
It didn't say. It was the one that came out in 05.
Probably WrestleMania 21, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that one. And just because, like, we still goof around on it, pretty much every year, whatever came out, we played it a ton. So
It's true. It's true.
as much as people don't know, it wasn't called NAW back then, but we've always made fantasy leagues and wrestled, even when we didn't have other people that did it with us.
It's true. That was the roots of it. Every new game that had customizing, we would create our friends, and then we'd simulate through and basically do what NAW is today. It started with me and iRob that many years ago. So there's your history lesson of NAW.
My number 4 is Guitar Hero. I was going to put it a little bit higher, but I also didn't play it nearly as much because the whole having to actually do it type of thing. It's not just sitting there and playing a video game. Um, so yeah, that's why I put Guitar Hero at number 4. It was very intuitive. It was very revolutionary for the future of gaming, but other than that, it's got to be at number 4.
That's fair. That's fair. Trevor says Resident Evil 4 at 4. See, now you're getting it. See, you did that one right, Trevor. You did it right.
Proud.
My number 4 is Resident Evil 4. See, Trevor? We did it right. You get it. But no, Resident Evil 4 is possibly the last good Resident Evil game until 7, to be honest with you. 5 was, I mean, you watched, if you did watch. If you didn't, check it out on our YouTube archives, youtube.com/DoseNerdAcumen. We have a playlist available for Resident Evil 5. I played through the entire game on stream, and replaying it again was just as frustrating as the first time playing it. It's a frustrating damn game. The story's good, but the AI, Sheva, is stupid. Here, take this. Got it. Okay. Annoying. Anyways, Resident Evil 4, and I'm so thankful that fans and developers recognized how good this game was, because they adapted so much and brought back so much from this one into Village this year, which we will be doing a Game of the Year episode for 2021 later this year, quite possibly our Christmas episode that we do. We're still thinking of something zany and wild to do, but we got time. But I could probably honestly say at this time, that's probably going to be one of my top picks, was Resident Evil Village for this year. So I'm a big fan of the franchise, and you're probably surprised that it's at number 4 then for Resident Evil 4. But you'll see and understand why as we continue on. Batman says, look how many people have NAW. I know, it's been crazy that the idea started way back then and turned into what it is. Never in my life would have imagined. Ty says their number 4 is Nicktoons United. Or Unite. Nicktoons Unite. See, I didn't play that one either. And this was the interesting thing, too, about having the different generations. Cody and I talked about that with the age gap between a lot of us on the show, all the way from Ty to Trevor. There's a significant... Sorry, Trevor. There's a significant age difference between all of us here. So we're all going to be kind of playing different things, and hopefully some of us playing age-appropriate things at such ages, but it's interesting to see what people played. It had a lot of your favorite cartoon characters at the time, so you would have loved it. Continuing back on number 3, Rob.
I did not follow the rule here. My number 3 is Resident Evil 4. And it's the last one that I've actually played, because I tried to play 5 and just stopped and didn't go back since.
You really should play 7.
16 years of never going back.
It's unfortunate. Village.
And
is
I played
just
the
incredible.
first 4 a lot, and then just 5 was that bad. It like killed it for me.
And like I said, it's not good solo. It's better with a friend. Like most things. Doing it yourself is work. Anyways.
My number 3 was Jade Empire. And I figured this would be one that not many people played or heard of. But this was a good storyline in general. I can't remember what country it originated in. But it had a female main character, and it was kind of like a hack and slash game with a really good storyline. But yeah, Jade Empire tops my top 3. I put a lot of time into that game.
I definitely am familiar with that title. It's a standout title. I don't believe I had ever played it, to be honest with you, but I'm very familiar with the name. Might be one I have to look up then.
I'd suggest it.
Especially being so high on the list. So, Trevor says their number 3 is Kingdom Hearts 2. Ty's number 3 is Mario Kart DS, which is a fantastic version of Mario Kart 2, especially at a handheld. My number 3 is what you had brought up already. My number 3 is Guitar Hero. Man, the game that started so many late night like rock sessions with friends. A lot of my early memories was playing this at the coffee shop with a friend of ours named Scooter. You remember him, hi Rob? That was not his real name. That was what he gave himself. I think it was a self-branded name. But he was a skateboarder. He was part of the crew that we hung out with at that time, and he would often find himself at the coffee shop, which is where we would hang out. And they had a PlayStation 2 hooked up to a small CRT there that we would play on. Eventually, I bought my own copy of the game, but that is where it all got started, was at that local coffee shop, spending a lot of late nights because they would stay open super late for all the scene kids. And surprising, I was a scene kid.
Is anybody really surprised?
No.
I know, right? Could you imagine?
Big shocker.
It's super shocking. I can't believe it myself. Definitely was a MySpace kid. But yeah, that's my number 3.
And it leads right into my number, because that's my number 2, is Guitar Hero. Kind of what you said, and maybe not right when it came out, but got a little older, and it was the game to play when we were partaking in adult beverages with friends at people's houses.
It
became the thing to do.
That is true. There are a lot of evenings where you'd put in some tunes and drink and play Guitar Hero. It's fun. Still fun.
And because we were in playing in bands around, still around that time, it was what you did. Because it was still music-y band stuff, so it was cool.
It's true, yeah. During that time, we still were in a band. We were still young enough and cool. Oh, man. Not anymore.
I don't think I'm young or cool anymore. So.
Not anymore. Nope. Past the prime. That's all right, though. We have each other.
My number 2 is Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. This is one of the best racing games out there in general. Arguably Need for Speed Underground is up there as well, but this just visually looked 10 times better. The soundtrack was amazing to this game, and you could really just spend hours and hours and hours and never get sick of playing Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition.
Now let me ask this question. Is Dub Edition part of the title, or is that a unique version of the game?
That was part of the title. There was a Midnight Club 3 that came out, I think, the year before this. But the Dub Edition was... I guess it was the same game, but visually it was much, much better, and the soundtrack got increased. And they also put more vehicles into it. Okay. So it was just kind of an elevated edition of the actual game.
The reason I asked, we talked about this on prior years of episodes, how my tastes have changed throughout the years. That's why it's kind of fun to go through this journey together and see if that's the case for a lot of you guys. I'm familiar again with the name of the game. Don't think I've ever played a Midnight Club game, to be honest with you.
That soundtrack, there's multiple songs that are on my Spotify that came from just years of playing Midnight Club 3.
I'll have to look up that soundtrack then.
It's a really good soundtrack.
Number 2 for Trevor is Psychonauts, which was played on our channel. That's in our archives if you want to see that. Ty says their number 2 is Dragon Ball Z. What is it? Budokai? Is that how you say that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Didn't want to. Tenkaichi. Is that how you say that?
Couldn't tell you.
We're going with that. That's the best approach I have to it. This is one of the first games that became almost like a family tradition to play. My mom and dad even joined in. This is Ty. Mikey says, I think Guitar Hero was the first game that he played at my house. Most likely. Mikey also adds that Midnight Club 3 was fire. Mm-hmm. Or lit, depending on how you understand those emotions. Lit. He's super lit. Super, super lit.
Super hot fire.
It's true. So my number 2 was, appropriately, Call of Duty 2. I'm getting head shakes. What's wrong with Call of Duty 2?
It was just a bad game.
No! Are you kidding me?
Call of Duty really didn't get good until 3.
No.
I'm
Especially
of the minority. I don't like any of them. So
Call
No.
of Duty 2 just wasn't there.
I was so hype on 2 because it was one of the games that I got with around the launch time from Andrea.
SOCOM was better.
No.
At this time, it was.
Storming the beach of Normandy, is like just seeing the amazing HD gaming for the first time on a 360. That's why it holds such a special place, just because of the memories from that. It was the first like next gen shooter that I got really invested in. One of the first times that I kind of like stirred away from Halo for a moment was Call of Duty 2, and as we go through the years, you'll see me venture back. But for me, that's why that COD, specifically this one, is so high up in the list, because it's just such an important game for the 360, especially at launch, because there was a lack of a lot of games, and this was a really good one to have at launch.
You forced me to walk away with that pick.
I noticed. It's not that bad of a game. Mikey says COD's Breakcourt map is still one of his faves. See? Respect. I get some
There's
at
good
least.
parts of it, but the game itself.
Man.
Just 3 just shits all over it.
I mean, 3 wasn't that much of a step up. It didn't really get good
Stop
until
it.
4 at Modern Warfare.
Stop it. 3 was the start.
No.
Ow.
That's really bright.
Ow. Turn it down. Sorry, I realized I was really dark, so I went to go get my light.
Oh, that other one was good. What did you have it on there? There, yeah, that's a good one. Gives you
The
natural.
warm filter.
Yeah, it gives you a good, like, tone to your skin.
makes you look sexy.
Let's just not blind myself with it all the way up.
No, that's bad. Then you're all squinty-eyed.
Yeah. It's not good.
No.
Not good.
You look like you're deep in thought the entire time, and we don't need that.
I'm not blurry anymore, so that's good. Just needed some lighting. Oh, and when I walked away, I just grabbed some Kit
Man,
Kat
you got to
minis.
start sharing these snacks. You can't bring all this and not share with everyone.
You're supposed to bring it up to share with the class.
Whenever we have these, have you noticed I just snack the entire time?
You do these podcasts.
The year in
is snack
gaming?
time. What's that reminiscent
Like I
thing?
don't do it on my podcast.
It's just something about nostalgia. You just want to snack and chat.
Yeah.
Like there's just something comforting about these podcasts. It's probably more fun for us to do than some people to listen to. I don't know. Some people like listening to top 10 lists. Other people don't. But I don't care. I enjoy doing these. So whatever. If you don't listen, you don't listen. This is fun for me. But I do appreciate the people that are listening. So
We appreciate you, but we don't care.
I do care, but still.
Is that what you just said? You don't
Listen
care, but
to
you
what I
appreciate-
mean, not what I say. Damn it.
As Bo Burnham would say, don't want to know.
It's true. Actually, yeah, he describes it. It's that inner conflict.
Hmm
It's, man,
I hope you're having a good time, but I don't want to know.
seriously. That, still to this day, I'm still, and I thank Ty for picking that. Still to this day, that documentary, or special, if you will, that hit some chords, man. It really did. That's some good stuff. I'm glad we did that one.
We have made it to number 1.
In less than an hour.
Look at us.
Are you ready? Are you ready for number 1?
Yes.
Knights of the Old Republic 2. Because I love both of the Knights of the Old Republic games. I want them to make another one. Very much so.
I didn't even give that an honorable mention.
Better than Call of Duty 2.
Whoa. Well, go on with your bad self. And your number 1, what do you got?
Oh, you're about to get real mad. My number 1 is Nintendogs.
Why did you shake your head then?
Nintendogs there. I didn't shake my head. I
did. That was me.
I did shake my head because I thought it was too low. Or
Yeah, but
High,
compared to
whatever
these
you wanna
other
say.
picks, these other picks are better than Nintendogs.
Nintendogs is my number one.
How old were you when this came
I
out, though?
spent time like 12.
See, this was
Like
for
12.
you.
And I just had gotten a DS, and Nintendogs was one of the first games I got, and I took care of them damn dogs every single day. Unfortunately, they're starving and dirty somewhere now, but
Or
yeah,
ran away.
or they ran away. But yeah, Nintendogs was awesome. Going from being able to clean the dogs to being able to put them in like skill and talent shows. It was just a great overall game. Just teaching. It was like having a real pet just in your pocket. You could take them anywhere. It was great.
You were too young for Gigapets and Tamagotchi then.
I am not too young for Tamagotchi, but this was Tamagotchi on like 17 doses of steroids.
Fact. What version of the game did you have?
Ooh, that's an answer that I don't have.
I think I had the Dachshund one or the Labs.
I know the dog that I started with that I spent the most time with was a Shiba Inu,
I don't know.
a Japanese dog.
Oh, okay.
Can you guess how many times I played that game?
None.
0.
Exactly.
Oh, it's my number one pick. Easily.
I'm not saying it's a bad game. It made my top 10.
Honestly, 2005 and 2006 were easy. Easy. It's 2007 that made me
2007 is
made me
hell.
wanna-
That's a year from hell.
Yeah.
I did remember, Trev, you trying to show me that game, and I was like, yeah, dude, it's a dog, whatever.
But you could also
That's a
speak in the
great game.
microphone.
You could, and it would listen. You could tell him to sit, and he would sit, or he would try to shake. But
Do you remember
it
having
wasn't
to blow
perfected,
bubbles?
but it was great.
You could blow bubbles.
Yeah,
at
you
it,
had
too.
to. Yeah, you had to blow the bubbles, and you could throw the toys and make him fetch. Or if he was just a little asshole, you would throw it, and he would never go and run for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, what a
stubborn.
great game! What a great game!
So I agree. So while I was taking a break from a good game, Call of Duty 2, I was taking a break with some Nintendogs. Imagine that, like storming
Yeah,
Normandy.
that's a big jump there.
That was all over the place. That was a weird 20-year-old kid.
I actually was just watching. So I know that we host the Games Done Quick channel.
Yes, we do.
They were just recently speedrunning Nintendogs.
What? I didn't know they did
Yep.
that. That's
Yep, They
awesome.
were just recently speedrunning Nintendogs. And yeah, they had some asshole dogs that didn't let them do it very fast. It's kind of luck of the draw. It's Russian roulette with those dogs.
Ty says a 20-year-old kid. Yes. So sorry, Ty. I was 20 in 2005, the year that we're reviewing.
And he is 20 now.
Yeah. But yeah, Nintendogs is great. I'm glad that it made such high placement, the top placement in your list, because it is a...
Honestly, it would make my top 10 for the decade as well.
Wow.
Yeah, it would. Easily.
Maybe we do a special ranking the
Yeah, I think
odds.
we should do.
Just a one-off.
We should do a
quiz.
decade once we're done.
Yeah. I like that. Or conclude the decade with our top 10 on that particular episode. There's no need to do a full episode on that, but
Yeah.
yeah, maybe we'll do that. I like that. Ty was 4. God of War for Trevor for the number 1. Ty said their number 1 is SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. It was family tradition. Like WWE games still really hold special place in their heart until now. A lot of late night fun. Facts. So many facts that my number 1 pick is WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 as well, Ty. This one introduced so many improvements to the general manager mode, and I believe the general manager mode, if I'm not mistaken. And I have a lot of memories expanding upon what iRob and I used to do with creating people. But we would have people over and we'd, with the multi-port or the multi-tap on the PlayStation 2, play through scenarios and play through months and then set up pay-per-views. I'd have Justin from the other podcast we do, not Wicked, but Staple Gun, Him and rest in peace, our friend Paul. He would come out and we would take turns being a special referee in these big like title matches, and we'd screw each other over where we do the count. We go 1, 2, and then just not. And then we just think it was the most funniest thing ever. Mind you, we were drinking heavily too, so it was really funny.
We never drank heavily ever.
Never. But it was those moments like that made like, and the roster was good too back then. But it was moments like that made it just makes certain games so special and significant that they'll stand out more than others, even if they don't necessarily deserve to be ranked as high. It's moments like that make games special.
Nintendogs.
Like Nintendogs. It's just like 2K19. We're coming up on our 400th episode of NAW soon. I've done 375 episodes at that time with 2K19. I have 2 achievements in that game. I've barely actually played the game, but I feel that I have lived in that game because of how much time we've spent creating and doing the shows.
You should at least do the My Career. The My Career on that one's pretty fun.
I should. I don't know when, but I should. It's yeah, and I'll still stream it. There you go. There's content. But it's stuff like that makes you
some content.
We did. We gave some content. But that right there is what makes, to me anyways, games feel so much more significant or special. So
And I just want to point out, I am very proud of you. You went a full year without making it show and tell. You didn't have one item to show this entire year.
I thought about it, but I didn't want a stack of 3 years next to me and have to go through all that. And I'll
Usually
be honest,
you have like 3 or 4 things for each year.
You on the other side of the honesty too?
Yeah.
I'm so OCD and annoyed with myself that after the episode, I'd have it sitting there for like 2 to 3 days on my desk that I didn't want to go through the painstaking task to put it back in alphabetical order and console order on my shelves because they were from all kinds of different consoles and everything. Even though like those are empty spots and I could easily put them back in, it's just so tedious and I just didn't want to deal with it. So I didn't want to deal with it tonight by doing show and tell. When I could tell you right now, I have my copy literally in arm's reach behind me, behind this green screen here. You can see it. 2006 is back there. I have my copy of COD2. I have my copy of Guitar Hero. I have my copy of Resident Evil behind me. I sold my copy of Animal Crossing, which I'm sad about, but I sold it for a new Animal Crossing that was coming out. I still have 2 or 3 different versions of Kingdom Hearts 2. I still have Lego Star Wars. I sold my Minish Cap. Nintendogs, I don't know where the case is, but I have the cartridge upstairs. And I still have I sold my God of War. So I could have had show and tell, but I refrained. So I'll take the proud of you moment there.
Proud.
So what we do to conclude these years is please stick with us if you're here with us live. We are going to take a 30-second change-up break to transition into 2006 because we're doing multiple episodes here live. But we do conclude our episodes with the top 10 games as far as sales and feedback goes. Number 10 was Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. Number 9 was NBA Live 06. Number 8 was Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. Number 7 was MVP Baseball 2005. Number 6 was Star Wars Battlefront 2. Number 5 was NCAA Football 06. Number 4 was Madden NFL 06. 3 was Super Mario Strikers. 2 was Pokemon Emerald. And number 1 was Mario Kart DS. That was the year 2005 in video games. Obviously want to thank our hosts today, myself, pat on my back because I'm amazing, Cody, and iRob for being a part of this special year. Again, we're going to continue on with this tradition of the Dosage podcast and all the good culture. This was episode 120 of this ongoing series. We will begin again with 121. That'll be the year 2006 in gaming. And then 122 will be the year 2007 in gaming. For those, again, with us live, stick with us. We're going to take a quick changeover break. And again, thank you all for joining us. and we'll see you on the next year.
This is what I had to boil it down.
Woo!
Almost gave them a hint.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Dosage podcast. We are here live on Twitch. For those listening back, feel free to join us anytime on Tuesday nights for brand new podcasts every Tuesday here. But again, we are in the year 2006. I was 21, and man, what a year that was. Speaking of, it is episode 121. Weird how that's lining up. I'll take it. But again, welcome our hosts tonight. Myself, we have iRob, and we have Cody.
Hey.
Hey.
Again, get hype. So full of energy, these guys. I can't handle how much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Can't handle your energy levels.
I was 13 this year.
Damn.
Big old teenager.
Boom.
Hell yeah.
Getting them little mustache hairs.
Yeah. It was really awkward. Mustache hairs.
Ty says I was 5 in 06. Batman says they were 33 in 06. It's funny where we all were in these years.
Sheesh.
But let's talk about 06. Nintendo announced its newly redesigned handheld, the Nintendo DS Lite. The new model is lighter, smaller, has configurable brightness, and features an improved user interface. The Los Angeles. It's true, though. The Los Angeles Attorney's Office sues Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive over the Hot Coffee mod. Still ongoing, obviously. At this time, we talked about that in 05. Plug, check out 05. A mandatory update for the Xbox Live on the Xbox 360 was released. Microsoft claimed the update was for bug fixes and improvements. Members of the modding community claimed that the true purpose of this update was to halt the progress of the modding community. Sony is reportedly building an Xbox Live killer for the PlayStation 3, which we now know as
What? Wasn't listening.
the PlayStation Network. November 17th, Sony released the PlayStation 3 in North America. November 19th, Nintendo released the Wii. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what we do here before we get into our top 10 list of the year we talk about our honorary mentions. iRob was with us in 05, and he's shuffling papers is Cody. iRob, you said you did not make a 10 list, so therefore you also did not make a full top 10 list. So therefore you don't have an honorary mentions list.
Correct. I do have, so no honorary mentions. I can come in when we get to top 6. How about that?
Top 6. Cody, hit us with your honorary mentions.
Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth 2, Elder Scrolls Oblivion, True Crime, New York City, X-Men, the video game, and one Street Ball, and that's it for honorable mentions.
Damn. My honorable mentions are New Super Mario Bros., Lego Star Wars 2 The Original Trilogy, The Sims 2 Pets, Final Fantasy 12, and WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. Normally I'd say, Rob, kick us off, but you said you don't come in until
6.
6. Ty says the Justice Royale logo camo in top left corner. Cameo. Yeah, we got logos in rotation. Ty's recognizing the logos by Rob. Ty, I just want to let you know, I don't know if anyone notices those. Those have been there a while.
Long time.
Quite a while.
I noticed them. I just don't ever bring it up.
Yeah.
Even I have them on the podcast and my streams.
That's why I tell people, submit your designs. I'll make sure it's shown off.
Yeah. They're in the top right corner on my streams.
See, there's Keep Smiling now.
Yeah.
See? I give you guys shout outs because I love you guys. Because I
And
love...
you guys just shit on it.
It's true.
Not even notice it
It's true.
until months after.
Some community, am I right?
Some community indeed. You know, it's not even a community at this point. Moving on. Number 10. So my number 10 is Thrillville. Thrillville is great. It was kind of like Roller Coaster Tycoon a little bit, but it was more 3D like, and you could actually ride the roller coasters, and it just looked more realistic in my opinion. But it's same concept. I mean, you make this amusement park, you make these roller coasters to, one, keep people happy, two, make it so people don't starve and don't dehydrate, and then also you have to make bathrooms and stuff so they can pee. But yeah, it's just a great game overall. And I completely forgot about it until I did this list, and I was like, oh, that was a great game. I should probably pull it out again. So I will.
That's what she said. No, I love simulation games. I've said that many times on these podcasts. Roller Coaster Tycoon being obviously one of my favorite franchises for them. But yeah, no, I want to say I've played that one, but I don't probably have as many memories as you, I guess.
It's a great game.
I'll have to pull it out.
That's what she said.
It's true.
Again.
It's true. Number 10 for Ty is Cookin' Mama. Those are fun games. I don't think they'd ever make a list for me, but those are fun games.
That was on the DS. Yeah, that was a good one.
I think they eventually made their way to the Wii.
They did.
Yeah. My number 10 is Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Wow.
WoW is in WoW, it's low, or?
Yeah, that's low.
Oh. Well, the game, it's a good game, but
Still holds up today.
It's kind of buggy and broken.
So does Ultimate Alliance 2. Both of them are really good.
3 is really, really good.
I mean, I prefer like Marvel over DC and all that, so I have a higher love for Marvel. I
They got
guess.
the better roster of characters.
Yeah.
That's why. The only thing
And then this
DC
one,
has is Batman.
you can combine him with the X-Men and stuff like that in this one. So
Oh.
yeah, what happened? Oh, there he is. Hello.
The phone decided to be silly, I guess. I don't know.
That was weird. But yeah, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, I like that one. I think it was a good one.
I guess number 9. I had Just Cause. It's a great game, and honestly, it's evolved a lot, and people still play it today, which is pretty impressive considering we're, 15 years later?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a very good game when it first came out as well, and it's only grown from there. So
Batman says what? No, I'm assuming it's the DC only has Batman common. I mean that is a joke. I know there's obviously a larger cast of interesting characters.
yeah, because Batman can die to basically everybody.
Yeah, that's what you call a trigger. That sets people off, and that's a thing I like to do because controversy is good content. So,
Batman's biggest enemy is the IRS.
Injustice games are way better than the Marvel games.
I mean, yeah, if you like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it's
I
the
mean,
same
it's just-
developer,
they just
isn't it?
took that. Yeah, I mean, they just took that concept, and it's the same developer, and they even combined the games. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
those
if
are
you like
fun though.
that very, yeah, but it's kind of like like stuck in the mud fighting game. Like Marvel Ultimate Alliance is like a fairly an open world game that you can basically do what you want within it.
Well, yeah, it's an
And
isometric
games like in
exploration. You had a leveling system. You had like attribute points, and like it had RPG elements. It's not a fighting game per se.
yeah, and Injustice is just kind of you can move left or you can move right, and you can kick and you can punch, and that's it. You have your certain set of moves like you do in Mortal Kombat, and that's it. Mortal Kombat's great. I love Mortal Kombat, but like just it really doesn't hold up to like open world and open movement and
I agree.
all that sort of
Arcade
jazz.
fighting has its place, but I would prefer more options. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I'm not crapping on arcade stuff. I love arcade fighters. But if I were to have the choice, I would also lean towards Ultimate.
I will say that Injustice is better than like Marvel vs. Capcom, which they can be competitive there.
Ooh, that's a bold statement. You want controversy on the show.
I mean, I think they're close. Just Injustice visually is more appealing.
I'll tell you this. I had the opportunity once to call competitive fighting at a like a what do you call it? A convention, and Marvel vs. Capcom was probably one of the more interesting ones to do. So I'll leave it at that as my stance on them. That was your number 9?
9.
Okay.
Yep.
You said you come in at 6, Rob? All right. He's just quietly observing. My number 9 is Call of Duty 3. we're gonna fight on this list.
I will walk away. You had Call of Duty 2 all the way at what, like number 2 on your last list, and you have Call of Duty 3, which is way better, all the way up at number 9.
It's not
Jesus.
way better.
You know what? I'm not sharing my Kit Kats with you.
You weren't going to anyways. Let's be real.
I was going to.
Lies.
Not anymore.
You're lying to everybody.
I'm disappointed.
Are you though?
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
This is my list.
You can be wrong. It's okay.
No, I'm not wrong on my own list.
I didn't say you were. I just said it's okay if you are.
You know who is wrong? Ty at number 9 with Twilight Princess, Legend of Zelda. Number 9? What is wrong with you, Ty? Am I doing it right, Cody? I will walk away.
You gotta have more bass.
I will walk away.
There you go.
Where is he?
Where's Harvey?
Can
Going
Ty
back into Batman.
Ty wants a Kit Kat. Give Ty a Kit Kat. Give him a break. Break him off.
Oh yeah, I'll save you some. I'll pick you up tomorrow.
Pick me up. Shit.
My number 8. You really didn't say much about Call of Duty. Did you want to go on about Call of Duty?
Okay, in 3, the only thing I appreciated more was having the vehicles in multiplayer.
Okay.
To me, like the story, like I don't know, I enjoyed 2 much better. Had a better story. And 3 felt different, and as it should have, it was a different developer.
I think the online is what did it for me. The online on 3 is obviously way better than it is on 2. And Call of Duty 3 really elevated what was to be expected from online Call of Duty. Um, this was really that giant stepping stone to get you into Modern Warfare, which was 4.
I,
So,
to be fair, I had gaps in online during this time. It wasn't until 2007 that I've been consistent with Xbox Live.
gotcha.
So I haven't
That
had a
makes more
gap.
sense then.
I haven't had a gap in Xbox Live since 2007. 2000, well, since 2006. 2006 was my last spot a year.
And that's why I don't really care for the call. I don't like online. Like basically what you do for Call of Duty, where it's everybody goes in and the kill box type stuff. I don't like it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's like what we do for Halo as well.
I mean, it's essentially the same thing. Like
Yeah.
online. Okay, here's the thing about online shooters in general. There's got to be some grasping point. There's a gotcha moment, whether it's the people you're playing with, or if you just get it and you actually are moderately good at it. Because if you're just garbage at it, you're gonna check out, and
I think that's why
especially if you don't
Halo
have friends to play.
was okay to me, because like that was our thing, was we would play Halo. So it was I was with a friend doing it, and then for Call of Duty, it was just when I tried to do it,
By
was just
yourself.
me going on,
Yeah.
and I wasn't very good, so it was just like, this isn't fun, so I just didn't get into it.
Yeah. I mean, now that you explained it, I can kind of see why you have 2 a little bit higher. Storyline wise, 2 is a little bit better in that regard, but 3 just leaps and bounds with the multiplayer, the online play.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of those things I wish I would have. But anytime I did get like a trial, or I did have the ability to afford it for a month, there was another game that I was playing instead, and we'll get to that later on in the list.
Bro.
But yeah, that was my number 9 that you called me back out on. What was your 8?
My number 8 was Saints Row. Saints Row, I'm really disappointed with Saints Row, with how it evolved from this. Because this first one was a game that you thought could be really competitive to Grand Theft Auto.
And it was, but it was still unique.
It was. But it wasn't as goofy as they made it now. Like, this was a more serious game that was like, it kept you like in the universe of like building your gang and everything like that. And it was just like a really good story to it. But yeah, I mean, where they went from this is not where I wanted them to go at all. Like, they just went to like, I guess they looked at it like they couldn't compete with Grand Theft Auto or something, and they just went the goofy route instead, which I thought that this was. I thought this first one was just as good, if not better, than Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto. So
I think it was a wise move to differentiate themselves, because if you
Yeah.
are trying to go against something that has the entire market of that genre, you're going to lose. So
it was just such a good game.
Oh, I agree
Your
100%.
opinion, I prefer Saints Row to any of the GTAs.
Yikes.
I mean, this first one was great. It really was. There was just so much to it that they added on. Um, it was, and at this point in time, Grand Theft Auto has been 2-3 years without making a game. So this was really, really good timing for them to make a new game. And yeah, you just thought it was going to be a competitor of Grand Theft Auto, and once 2 came out, it just wasn't at all.
Yeah, shout out to Rated. Thank you for the host, man. Welcome to the show. So I know we're going to get to it as the years go on. This is kind of like a preview of episodes to come.
What's up?
What's up? Thanks for the host, Ty. I like that one. What's up? To me, 2 or 3 was the peak of Saints Row. Just because it kept it still somewhat to its core without going way too out there. And then a lot of the, like you said, the gang features and the customization. When they made it like superhero-y and just completely out there.
Supernatural.
Yeah, that was
Aliens
just,
and everything.
That was too much for my.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they lost me.
But yeah, it was a great series. So good pick. I'm glad you picked that one, because that's a really good one. My number 8 was a series that a lot of people is controversial too on what they preferred, what they didn't prefer. And I'll be honest with you, I've played every single one of these. And one of the sequels to this game that I'm going to say was a launch game on the Xbox One that I ended up getting. And this game on my number 8 is Dead Rising. And if you don't know anything about it, you are basically a freelance photographer / like journalist going in to this mall, and you get attribute points, and you level up by not only killing the zombies but also taking pictures. And I thought it was a unique system, and you have so much time to get through the story for evacuation to safely get out before they basically blow up the mall. And what's neat about this gameplay loop is you really have to play it more than once to really get through and unlock everything and then fully level up. And it doesn't do a great job at first of telling you that kind of thing. My biggest frustration are the save points, though. I hate, and I'll say it again, hate save points in like bathrooms or random places. I enjoy a good autosave mechanic. And I know that's kind of like not a thing that for us older ones, you'd have a password system that's like 400 freaking scrambled letters to get back to where you were in the game. How do you describe it? It got better for us as we got older in gaming because autosave, right? It's just, that is such a better system than having to try to find a friggin' bathroom stall and having to save and then go all the way back out. It's too much back and forth. That's the one thing I hated about that. And then collecting missions and progressing. There was just too much back and forth through like a maze system when it didn't have to be that complicating. That would be the biggest downfall of the game. And it got better as the series went on, is what I got to say with that. And I absolutely love the franchise still to this day. And I hope they put out another one. But yeah, number 8 was Dead Rising.
My number 7 is Dead Rising. You said everything.
Sorry. You beat me to the punch.
Yeah, it's just a good game, and they continue to make good games out of it. So yeah.
Well, my number 7, you already said mostly everything too, is Saints Row. So
Hey, we just swapped on that one.
we did, and again, that's what we said. It's a great series, a lot of fun. It sets itself apart, and it did it wisely. So, Rob, you have a 6.
I did have a 6.
Welcome.
Yeah, and for me, I had Wii Sports.
It's a good one.
And anybody that's ever had a Wii, you know why. It was just goof around with your Mii and do stuff.
Lana, what's up for joining us now? We are in 2006, entry 6. So that is what you've missed. I don't know when you stopped listening, and so.
My number 6 at 2006 is Bully. I know a lot of people love this game, and it probably could have gone higher up on my list. But I don't love it as much as everybody else did for some reason. I don't know. I guess it didn't grasp me as hard as it grasped some other people. It's a great game. I mean, it's great enough to be at number 6 on my list. So, but yeah, Bully is my number 6.
It's a good pick. My number
Rockstar.
6 is Guitar Hero 2. So the unique thing about this one, for one of the things we didn't mention in the last episode in the last year, was they were able to obtain mostly licensed songs in this one. What they had to do in the first one, if they couldn't get the full-on approval or rights to a song, they had their in-house band, the people that made the game, actually do a cover of some of the songs. And several of the songs were As Made Famous By, would be the name of the artist. Well, in 2, they got more licensed tracks and they expanded upon their track list because of the success of the first one. They got a bigger budget. so they were able to achieve that. And it was just, they improved upon the gameplay. The hammer-on pull-off system was much improved. There was a lot more response. The visuals were improved. The customization for guitars and stuff were improved. There was just a lot of stuff that needed work that they did. And they used this engine for a lot of their expansions and spin-off games around this time, too, for number 2. So it was a very important one in the franchise, and I enjoyed it. That's why I put it on as my number 6. Hi, Rob. That's you.
All right, and so my number 5, I had Mortal Kombat Armageddon. It kind of rolls in with the Shaolin monks from what we did in 2005. It was the Mortal Kombat, had the Conquest mode, play through that a bunch. They're all kind of the same, just different story when you get into it around that time, but I enjoyed all of them.
Did the roster change drastically, or was it also somewhat the same?
Not much like they kind of do now, where like usually they'll throw some new characters and I wish I haven't played them in a while, so I wish I could go over like what the story was for them for you real fast. But I just know that one they made, so a couple of them, they made like a new character where that was who you went through the story mode with, type of a thing.
Gotcha. So they just kind of expanded upon what was already established and made it a little better.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll admit it's. I was not playing those at that period of time. Like for me, Mortal Kombat's the first 3 games, and it's arcade. Like that's been the best way. I have dabbled with like 10, and then I've been told that 11's super good, but I haven't got that one yet, so I don't know. Cody, what you got?
Don't laugh at me. So for number 5, on the DS, I have Brain Age. And I don't know if you guys know, it was really just a lot of brain teasers and stuff like that. But I spent I just remember like every night when it was my bedtime and I was sent to bed, and I would sneak my DS, and it was either Nintendogs or it was Brain Age that I was playing. So yeah, Brain Age, I was doing a lot of brain teasers, a lot of math problems, and a lot of word problems, and just kind of just brain teasers in general. It was really fun, and I put a lot of time into it.
Ain't nothing wrong with making
Until
yourself
you-
SMRT smart.
Basically
Yeah.
hours every night on this game, just passing the time until I fell asleep.
In my research on the Wikipedia, that was the number 1 selling game in Japan for 2006.
Was
that
it?
stuck in my brain. Yes.
Oh my god, look at me.
Ty says their number 5 was The Sims 2 Pets. The DLC was fun, but I vividly remember being bullied by my brothers because I kept naming my dogs Blackie. And Lana says that's why you're so smart, Cody.
That's sarcasm.
I don't know if it is.
I don't know if Lana thinks I'm smart or not. I don't know.
Ask her, she would tell you. She's pretty straightforward about
Lana,
opinions.
feel free.
Make a post about it, Lana, please.
And make it about 17 paragraphs long.
Seriously, let us
I'd
know what you
appreciate
think
it.
of Cody.
Yeah, but Brain Age is my number 5. Oh, thank you.
See, I told you.
I wasn't too. You can never tell with Lana sometimes.
And I did do the canned laughter thing for your preface of "Don't laugh at me." By the way, Ty says I should pipe bomb Cody. There you go. You should
That's not the type of pipe he's talking about.
subscribe to DNA OnlyFans for more original content. Only
Moving on to number 5 from Gravity Well.
Travis?
Well, I also enjoyed Wii Sports. That's my number 5. One of the things that Staple Gun and I would love doing is trying to figure out ways to potentially break the game. And by break the game, meaning not intentionally play it as intended, rather, is the better way to describe it. We would go into other
Are you
rooms
talking the hack with the bowling?
with a hack with the bowling, manipulating the remote a certain way, doing certain things, making fun of the how-tos holding the remote and how to do things with the remote. Mario Party did that best for their little mini-game demonstrations. Here's how you hold the remote, and here's the hand gesture.
Oh, yes.
How to play this game. It's like, well, I'm really good at this game.
I wonder why all the guys are doing way better at this game.
Right, why am I so good at this game?
I do remember, now that you brought that up, doing the Wii baseball in the hallway where you couldn't even see the TV.
Yeah, and this was the thing. We got, I don't want to say bored, but we're like, all right, let's try this. Let's try this. It was just trying
Make
to
sure you
break
have
the
the
tech.
make sure you have the wrist strap on so you don't throw your remote through the TV.
I never threw a remote. I know people who
I've
have.
never lost one either.
I think I've accidentally released one, but I've never hit the TV. Like it's gone like out to the side and maybe hit the wall or something. But you know, we had the like the Nerf things around it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, it could take a beating.
That's the thing about Nintendo. They make their stuff, besides the Switch, they make their stuff durable. So that's always been a quality of their stuff. What's up, Will Zona in chat? How are you today? Zona says, I love the first Uncharted game. Lana says, hi, I don't know how you feel about you all thinking I'm so mean. Yeah, stick with us, Zona. We'll be getting to 2007 next. It's only like 90 to 95% of the time that Lana's mean.
Oh, I wasn't saying she was mean. I just didn't know
She's honest.
if she was being serious. She's very sarcastic. That is true.
She can be. She's just brutally honest. She'll even me, like, she'll tell me how it is, even though I don't want to hear the truth.
But you don't want to know.
Yeah, just don't tell me. Just lie to me. Tell me I'm pretty.
You're pretty, Travis. There you go.
Liar. Don't want to know.
So should we move on to number 4 now?
Number 4.
Please. This is awkward for everybody.
And number 4 for the year was NHL 07. And for the simple reason that was one of the first ones where me and you bought it so we could play on a team with each other over the internet. Did I lose you?
Nope, you're back. You said that so we could
About
play
half of that.
on a team together over the internet. That's why we both had.
Yeah, so it was the first one that we could. So me and you both had it, and we could play with each other on the same team over the internet and beat people. So it was just, again, normal, hockey game from that year, but it holds a special place because it was the first one we could play together.
I am a shitty friend. I didn't even have that as an honorable mention.
Oh my god. He just had that lovely story. He didn't even have a top 10, and it was on there. And you don't even have it as an honorable mention.
Oh, God. Why did you have to have that story along with it? Why couldn't you just say it was a sports game? God, I'm taking double melatonin tonight. I'm not going to be able to sleep.
My number 4 is Marvel Ultimate Alliance. For reasons that I argued earlier. Yeah, it's just a really good game. Definitely good enough to be in the top 5. The playback ability is just so good. I've recently played this one again. I've recently played 2 again, and 3. So like these games are just very, very good. Excuse me. And being able to team up the Ultimate Alliance, just random heroes from the Marvel universe that you never thought you'd see side by side. Yeah, it's just a very, very good game.
Yeah, I agree. What if you had to rank them? Where would you rank them? The 3 games.
3-1-2.
3-1-2.
Yeah.
His new recruit. Anyways. Not a fan of the Village People, I guess. Bay 1-2 is new recruit. Oh, God damn it. This podcast has officially failed.
You just went pretty old there.
Oh man,
You
Batman
know
laughed.
the one song that I know from Village People?
I am not gonna say anything.
It's
probably
YMCA,
safe.
dude.
Oh my god. No, that's in the Navy, but that's fine.
That's Macy with dyslexia.
Ty, jeez, Ty didn't laugh. Well, you know what? Here, laugh track. Now, if you don't laugh, I have a laugh track. They'll laugh at me and with me.
Yeah, you probably should time that better.
Yeah. Number 4, appropriately, I must add, Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion.
You try too hard.
This actually is a fantastic game. I sunk a lot of
It
hours
is.
into this. So did Andrew Ilana, and it's one of the ones in the franchise, especially around this time. It's one of those first games that we both 100%ed. We literally did everything you could do, including the DLC, the Shivering Isles. I mean, literally everything, every mission, every achievement. We completed everything you could complete.
Yeah, this one, I put it as my honorable mention because this is either my third or fourth favorite in the Elder Scrolls story. Um, yeah, so I just felt like with it being the third or fourth favorite, I couldn't necessarily put it in my top 10. Great game. I do love the game, but just I feel like the other ones just were a little bit better.
Oh,
So
I agree. It's,
I
it's not the best in the series,
Yeah.
but it's still amazing.
Morrowind's is up there for me. And then obviously Skyrim.
Yeah, Skyrim's amazing.
Yeah, Skyrim's obviously the number one. Or Elder Scrolls Online if you count that.
Yeah.
So
So that leads into my number 3, which was Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Hey.
And it's the only Elder Scrolls I've ever played.
what?
Ooh.
Somebody get him Skyrim now.
How did you not get Skyrim? How did you miss
have
that
never-
train?
Skyrim is so good.
Dude, everyone had Skyrim.
I have never played it.
He's in the Matrix again.
Yeah.
I believe anybody does.
Somebody can loan it to him.
Dude, I have like 3 different copies of the game. Next time you visit, take my copy.
Yeah,
Seriously.
loan that to him. That's
never
one of,
played it, but-
one of the greatest games of all time.
I did play it all through Oblivion. I didn't 100% it, but I played through everything on Oblivion and loved it. Which is why it's weird that I didn't play Skyrim ever because I liked Oblivion so much.
Yeah, I've 100%ed Skyrim about 4 or 5 times. Like, it's that good. Just playing with different classes and going with different strategies. Skyrim's great. You have to play that.
Rated says, I put so many hours into Skyrim. Yeah, I have a copy on the Xbox, which I will just straight up give to you, Rob. I have a copy on the PlayStation 4. I have a copy on the PlayStation 3. I have a copy on the Nintendo Switch. I played that game so many times over. You can have my Xbox copy. It's yours next time we see each other. Is it on Game Pass? It was for a minute.
It is on Game Pass. I think it's on Game Pass. It was
Yeah, it was for a
not
minute.
too long ago.
I will check.
Trevor says,
And
yep.
just to finish off on Skyrim, yeah, the next Elder Scrolls will only be on Xbox consoles.
Bethesda bitches.
The superior console.
For once, Trevor is outnumbered. I never thought I'd see the day. Trevor says, to be fair, Skyrim isn't on many systems. I think that's sarcasm. I don't know. So, yes, Skyrim is on Game Pass. Rob, mission. After we're done tonight, start your download on that. Make some room. Or wait, you got a hard drive now.
I brought a hard drive. I have 500 gigs available right now. So
Boom shakalaka. Get that
Nice.
Skyrim and you start that damn dragon slaying adventure.
Great game.
Man, you're going to have fun for the next week. I say that because I know how quickly he beat... Oh, epic sound effects guy. Hold on, dance break.
I don't know how long we were supposed to dance break for.
That's it. It's like 14
Oh,
seconds. So, thank
Yeah,
you
we
for the dance
can't
break.
hear it. But yeah. I knew the song, so I was trying to stay on beat in my head.
But yeah, what I was saying is I know how quickly iRub got through Mass Effect. That's why I said have fun for your next week in Skyrim.
Oh,
It took me 3 weeks to get through all of them.
I'm teasing
Yeah.
you. Jesus.
if it takes you a week on Skyrim, I'd be really impressed.
Don't,
Unless you skip ahead.
don't
if
give
you
him
do
a
all the
challenge.
side quests.
Don't give him a
There's
challenge.
there's like 500 side quests on that game.
There is, but you want to know an awesome trick? In the very first mission, when you're getting guided through the castle that's being destroyed by the dragon, there is a way that you can do a leveling glitch. Because the guy cannot be killed. That is your guide. So there are multiple two-handed, one-handed, and sneak, and various other things that you can level up in the very beginning of the game. Also boosting your main level, which makes the game incredibly easier. Spend 2 hours doing that, and you're just set for the rest of the game.
Either.
It's not cheating. It's taking advantage of a game exploit.
Exploiter.
It's not cheating.
What are we on? 3?
Real quick catching up
What
with
if I
chat.
take an arrow to my knee?
You can do that. But okay.
That Ace Ventura?
I know. Batman says, let's not get me started on that, but PlayStation all the way.
I mean,
No.
you're wrong, but okay.
Trevor says, outnumbered, but still wrong. PlayStation greater than Xbox. I mean, we've said a million
Game
times before. It's what you're into, but Game Pass. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
And not to mention all the companies that Microsoft just acquired. Just
Yeah, but that's
they're in the long game, and they're winning.
for sure.
Yes, the last generation didn't go in the favor of Xbox, but let me tell you.
This one will.
And yes, MX, we need to adjust your strands. I know you just cashed in for 1 million, though. What are you at? You can't have that many. Because you cashed in 1 million strands.
He's gonna lie to you again.
He can't lie. I know the numbers on both of his accounts. There's no lying. You're at 2.6K. Yeah, well, look at your other account, but you just cashed in 1 million like a week. What is it? At the NOW podcast a week and 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said it might be accurate. This Friday, we will check as we do every Friday, except we forgot, I think, last Friday. I don't know.
So every Friday except for last Friday.
Yes. Continuing on, though, what are we at? 3?
I think it's my
3
3.
for
We just did 3.
Yes.
3 for Cody.
My number 3 is Gears of War. Not a huge fan of Gears of War. Like, this one was great. It was evolutionary to the world of Gears of War. I just always felt it so... I just always thought it felt so clunky. That was the big thing for me, is that it just felt clunky. Yeah, and the other two that are ahead of it, I couldn't justify putting Gears of War over the other two.
Mark just redeemed for another GM show. Mark's got 2 in the bank. Damn son.
Work.
So you just... It's clunky. Clunky.
Yeah,
Clunky.
it felt clunky. Even the new one feels clunky. So
Clunky.
it's just the game mechanics. Just feel clunky.
All right. I'm gonna put
You
that...
can be wrong.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna take that. See that laptop I have right here? I'm gonna set it right there.
Okay.
I'm gonna come back to that statement.
To the
Don't
clunkiness.
let me forget to pick that back up.
Okay. The little man on the glass.
Yep, we're gonna return to that one. Ty says number 3 is
It's the
Pokemon.
number 1.
Ty was Pokemon Diamond and Pearl for their number 3. Ty, let me ask you this: are you getting the new remasters of those games this year? Then I can tell you I am.
Just accidentally drew on my foot with my pen.
Oops. He says yes. He says yes. Much excite. Number 3 for me was Bully. I absolutely adored this game. And
You played that a lot.
I played it so much. I even got it again later on for Scholarship Edition when they ported it to the 360. This on the PS2 was just an incredible game. I loved the story. I loved the mini games that you have to go to class and do various just basic games like the cutouts.
Did you 100% that game?
Yes, both Lana and I did. There is a glitch, though, with a rubber band in the game, which I believe we had to start over. We had to do something, but there is a glitch with one of the last rubber bands in the game. But yes, we both had 100% of that. We've done everything. We did so in the Scholarship Edition as well.
I just remember the one achievement that they had where it was like just kissing as many people as you can.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, if you do both genders, then it's over the rainbow as well.
Yep.
That was the achievement that you got for it. Yeah, that's the only real achievement I remember from that game.
Lana says those goddamn rubber bands, they were everywhere. And I just love the idea the game expanded throughout the season of a school year. The weather changed. It had holiday decorations for like Halloween, Christmas, and so on. It expanded into the little town. There was a theme park. You could have like go-kart races. There was just so much, just like, because it was a Rockstar game. It was just like so much you could do in this like living environment. It was just a fun game. The music was awesome. The character design and voice acting was awesome. Honestly, like, if we do that top 10 for the decade, I strongly feel this is a candidate for my top 10 of the decade. Incredible game. I can't say enough good things about it, but there are two
That
games.
means your top 2006 would be in that decade.
Most likely.
That's crazy.
Yeah, most likely, because these next top two are fantastic games too on my list. Radis is not to change the topic, but I've been reminding Cody of this, but have you asked Brittany about fantasy football? He said
Nope, I haven't. No.
Ty's laughing. I'm assuming Ty's laughing. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because Rated Ass in our chat, basically every night after Brittany goes to sleep, he asks. So it's like, no, it's not going to get asked then. And then he always asks at like the most inconvenient times. He never asks like when I'm just not doing anything.
Timing, man. It's all about timing in this world.
So are we on to my number 2?
We are.
Ooh.
Yep. Sorry.
My number 2 for 2006 is Saints Row.
Ooh. We both gave it
And
low.
I was,
Go on.
because I just, like I said, it is my, I'm sure, unpopular opinion. I would play Saints Row over GTA every day.
You know, I love Saints Row, but I don't understand that statement.
I think 1 and 2 were both very competitive with Grand Theft Auto.
And for the reason that people have said that they don't like it because it got cartoony, that's what I like about it. That it got kind of wacky.
I mean, fair, I guess. It's your list.
I can be wrong too. That's fine.
No, it made both of our top 10, so clearly it's a good game, but just kind of surprised to see it so high, to be honest. I already know your top game then.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll continue.
pretty sure it's the same as yours.
Most likely.
Do you know my top game?
I do not.
Oh, okay. My number 2 is Call of Duty 3. Like I talked about earlier, just the online. This really advanced Call of Duty into the online scene in general, and just really set up for the modern warfare, the Black Ops, and where we're at today with Warzone. This was really that starting piece, the really crucial starting piece that they needed when it came to the online multiplayer. So yeah, Call of Duty 3, just because of what it means to Call of Duty in general, it's got to be at number 2.
Fair. Lana says, one of my big fears is being buried alive. When you bury that guy in the casket, I force quit and I didn't go back for a long time. So if you remember that specific mission in one of the games. Speaking on the Grand Theft Auto Saints Row comparison. But yeah, don't get what I say about Call of Duty 3 as being a bad game, because I do have a lot of fond or fun memories of 3, Cody. Like it's not a bad game. I just couldn't rank it at the same level because I feel like I missed that time period.
Online opportunity. Yeah.
Exactly. So it was just wrong timing for me because it probably
get it.
would have been very different.
Yeah, I just your Call of Duty 2 being so high up on your list.
Well, because again,
2005.
it's that new console launch. It's that honeymoon period with your console. Everything is so fantastic and great. You
I
know,
guess. I
except
mean,
King
I guess
Kong.
that's why. I guess that's why we have a lot of Wii going on. Not really on this list because Wii came out late in the year.
Well, they both
Uh,
did, both PS3 and the Wii in this year.
but yeah, 2007. A little hint. It's got a lot of Wii in there. It's got a lot of Wii.
Stick around, guys. If you're here live with us, stick around. Right after we end 2006, we're going to take a short 30-second as we switch over. And then obviously, if you're listening in podcast format, it'll be the next episode on the list for our podcast channel, whether you're on Apple, Google, or Spotify. Give that one a listen because, in all honesty, we've been doing these lists on DNA since 1990. We've gone through and broken down every single year since the year 1990. And 2007, putting together that list, was the most difficult year I've had.
Difficult.
And I can only imagine as these years go on, it's going to get more and more difficult. But 2007 has been. So you're going to want to check that episode out.
Yeah.
For my number 2, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. This game was such a fun experience, and I hold this one so closely because it was probably one of the first games that because I used to buy the strat guides for games, especially games like these. I just love strat guides in general too. I love having that stuff on my bookshelf. But I had a guide who would soon become my wife, and she was my guide through all the dungeons, all the puzzles, all the stuff. And we together beat this game. And in honesty, it's a good Zelda game too. I know I think for some got mixed reviews. I don't know if a lot of people loved it. But for me, I really enjoyed this particular one. And it was on the Wii. It was with the new mechanics as far as like the Wii motion. And what was unique about this was, and I don't know if many people notice, maybe they do in the gaming community, outside of the gaming community, maybe you don't notice. Link is left-handed. In every Zelda game, Link holds the sword in his left hand and his shield on the right. It is that way in the GameCube version of the game. However, because the Wiimote and the nunchuck is right and left hands, they mirror the game. So Link has the sword in his right hand and the shield in his left for this particular game because of the remote. Trevor says I enjoyed it. So it's like I said, it's a fun game. I don't know if either of you guys even played it.
Oh,
That's a bummer. Do either of you guys get into the Zelda franchise at all?
64. Like Ocarina of Time and stuff like that was really.
I figure you got into it enough for both of us.
I think I got into enough for so many people. Well, fair. Okay.
Yeah, Zelda's a really good warrior.
Number
1 picks. Let's have at it, boys. I'm not going to entertain Cody.
I think me and Travis might be on the same page on this one, but my number 1 game was Gears of War.
Look at him mouthing.
Saw that coming.
Jeez.
This is up there for one of my favorite just game series ever. Like I play all of them 100% all the way through. Spoiler alert, later in the series when a certain character dies, I actually cried and stopped playing the game for a month.
Oh man, and number 2?
Yeah.
Or number 3. I mean, which one are we talking about here?
I'm pretty sure it was 3 when the best friend.
Oh, that's number 3. Yep.
Yeah, when that particular moment happened,
Spoiler.
and I also felt bad because they had the online thing when you could pick if a other certain character was going to live in 3 or not knowing that by voting on that you picked that the other character was going to die.
Yeah.
But yeah, so went a little bit in the future there, but Gears of War was great. Played through all of it, and led on to many fun things later as well.
It's true.
Well, Travis, I'm pretty sure that we all know that your number one is pretty much on the same page there. So why don't you pick up that little guy off your laptop and get to talking about
All
it?
right, let me catch up on chat real quick. Trevor says I enjoyed it. Batman says I like it already. A main character who's left-handed. Assuming Batman, you're left-handed then. Ned Flanders would be
left-handed.
proud.
Hey.
You're left-handed too?
That means you guys aren't right.
Wow. Trevor says they don't play Zelda. Can't take their opinions seriously. I know, right, Trevor? See, there are moments where Trevor and I are like, yes, best friends. But then there are moments like when he's like, PlayStation. And then I'm like, I don't know.
Does Zelda have Game Pass? That's the real question.
Zelda would have. She would have Game Pass. Ty's number one is SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. Lana says, so sad to your character dying comment. Rated says, don't worry, I cried too, iRob. And Batman is confirming they are left-handed. So yes, picking up that little guy from the keyboard, where is it at? Right there. So the gritty, clunky controls is what defines the gritty, clunky, just kind of raw world that is Gears of War. That's what makes it so great. The sprint with the low camera when it's shaking and everything is just so raw. The chainsaw, like the Lancer, like there's
The cover base where it was different than everything else.
the cover base, third person, which I absolutely adore. This game is fantastic. This game, just so good. I can't say enough good about it. It's set up an incredible trilogy. Judgment is shit. 4 and 5 are really good, and it's just such a great franchise. I'm proud of what the Coalition has done with the series too, because they've continued the legacy on really well, which it could have gone really south. But even for my oldest son, I remember when this is bad dad moment right here, but I remember the first time he saw the game and holding down B to chainsaw through an enemy, his reaction was like mine, even though he was super young and shouldn't be playing it, but hey, whatever. There is nothing more satisfying in a game.
I call that a parenting win.
Is it though? I don't think it is. I'll probably hear a knock at my door in the coming days.
Yes, it is.
But there's nothing more satisfying than charging up your chainsaw and sneaking up or coming around the corner and cutting an enemy in half. It's so good. And then the active reload, shit yeah. Come on, man. And then you get like the little the bullets that light up, so they're a little bit more powerful in that clip. The marking that you could eventually do. The what is it called? I want to call it the hook shot, but that's Zelda. The bolt shot, is it? What is it called? What's the damn
Work bow?
torque bow? Thank you. Good lord, I couldn't name it.
Where you can watch their head explode afterwards?
Yes.
Yeah.
But when you're playing against people and you hear that shing, there's that 2 seconds where you're like, ah, fuck. And then you're dead. Again.
Yes.
So good. Sorry, Cody. So good.
You're fine.
So good.
You're fine. I mean, I don't think it's bad. It was my number 3 on the list. It's still a good game. And I mean, if anybody watched our community night, obviously I'm still pretty decent at it. Because we did that Gears of 5. So if you haven't seen that, check it out on our YouTube. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I just couldn't justify it over Call of Duty. And my number 1, Wii Sports. I just couldn't put it over Wii Sports. The Wii had just come out. That was really the game that came with the Wii. You had boxing, you had golf, you had baseball, you had bowling. It was just a great game in general. And I just remember this was around the time where I got a Wii for Christmas, and I remember that Christmas evening we all sat around and we were playing Wii Sports, and just this was something that brought the family together as well because everybody wanted to create their me and play Wii Sports, mainly bowling. Um, and it was just so uh, like it was just another evolution to gaming, being able to have the actual controller with the nunchuck and actually track your movements to be able to actually do certain things here and there, like the boxing or the bowling or the baseball. It was just a really good revolutionary game in general. The whole system. This really started the system out for what's to come in the next year.
It's just, to me, like, you had in your list some defining games, right? All of us did. Games that started a just blockbuster or a game-changing series. Your number one pick, we had this in our lists. I did. And iRob did. But it's a tech demo. It's a glorified tech demo.
Yeah, and it was
You could play
great.
for hours.
Yeah, you
So,
could play for
I'm not
hours
mad
and
at you for
hours.
And it was
Yeah.
bundled.
It was bundled. I'm not going to argue that whatsoever, but it was just so good. And everybody that has played a Wii has played Wii Sports.
Of course.
It's guaranteed. Not everybody that has played an Xbox has played Gears of War.
I would compare the cultural movement of Wii Sports to Pokemon Go.
I don't really know
Everyone,
about that.
I want to say that we all know that summer that Pokemon Go launched and what people were doing. Wii Sports is that same revolutionary moment in gaming. It changed how we viewed and consumed games. Pokemon Go did the same thing.
I did have a perfect game on bowling. That I did. But that took hours and hours and hours and hours and years to be able to get that. Just being able to find exactly where to put your line and just how much to
Spin.
curve your ball. Yeah. Or you could pretty much have it down to muscle memory.
MX is a guaranteed none. I had 3 perfect games. I
Three
think,
perfect games?
yeah, I don't know about 3. I might have gotten one.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't know. It's a possibility. I mean, it became muscle memory.
Yeah. Trevor had Gears at number 6 and Wii Sports at 10. Lana asked, how much time did we put into the game, though? People who never played video games played Wii Sports. That's why I said it was a revolutionary
That's true.
moment in gaming. It's just, it's interesting to place it, and it's not wrong to place it at number 1, but it's just, it's so interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's really why I put it at number 1 is just how global Wii Sports got. And not to mention, it brought families together. Like, a lot of people grew up in households that, like, the parents didn't really play video games because they really didn't understand it. But once you got a Wii, everybody wanted to play Wii Sports. Like, that was just something that everybody would sit down and actually want to play. And
I take that
was a
statement
lot of
back.
bonded time.
They didn't sit down. They would stand up and get engaged and involved. This would be something
That's
that would
true.
be in old folks' homes too. You would see older generations that, what it was
Mm-hmm.
said here, that never played games. All of a sudden they had, old folks' home activity nights. Like, this transcended gaming as we knew it. And it's why the sales of that system, not to mention it was the most affordable console on the market, it revolutionized gaming.
Yeah, and this really grew the Wii into the healthiest option for gaming because this was actually forcing you to work out in some of these games when we're playing video games, we're just sitting on the couch, hardly moving,
And munching
kind of
on
like
Kit
potatoes, and munching on Kit Kats and drinking Mountain Dew, and yeah,
Live that life, man. Live that life.
One
Yeah,
Nintendo
so-
system I've ever owned.
Really?
Yes.
You never had a Wii?
Yes. I know I did. It's the one I actually owned.
Oh, I thought you said
I
quite
owned
the
the Wii.
opposite. You had the Wii.
Nope. That's the
Yeah.
only Nintendo system I've ever owned.
To be fair,
And I
you
mean-
were a Sega guy, so.
And I mean, honestly, I did have my Wii Sports at number 3 at one point on here, and I had a Gears of War at number 2 and Call of Duty 3 at number 1. But after really revising my list and thinking about how many people actually played it, how much time I probably spent more time on Wii Sports than I did either of the other two. I mean, anytime friends came over with the parents on game nights, everything like that. I mean, one bonding, like it was a huge bonding tool as well. So, excuse me. That's why I had to kind of jump it ahead of the other two because even though it was just like a bundle in to the console itself, it really transcended into its own thing.
Yeah, no, I mean you're not wrong. We could do a whole episode on the Wii and its games, and I have a feeling in the coming years, if you stick with this podcast, which you should do, real talk, we're going to be covering other Wii games in the upcoming years. The last thing that we want to go over here, we close out the year with the best-selling video games of such year. So as we conclude episode 121 of The Dosage, here are the best-selling video games of 2006 in the United States. Number 10, Brain Age, train your brain in minutes a day. Number 9, Madden NFL 07. Number 8, NCAA Football 07. Number 7, Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. Number 6, Final Fantasy 12. Number 5, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. Number 4, Gears of War. Number 3, Kingdom Hearts 2. Number 2, New Super Mario Bros. And number 1, Madden NFL 07. Yes, I said that before. Number 9 was for the 360. Number 1 goes to the PS2 version. PS2 easily had the most consoles in households at this time, so it's logical that that many were sold on the PS2 over the 360 at this time, because the 360 had only been on the market for just over a month. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this has been our episode of the Dosage Podcast. If you're with us live right now, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a 30-second break as we kick over to our last year on this live broadcast, which will be the year 2007. So again, we'll be back in 30 seconds. For those listening back on podcast platforms or on YouTube, our video should be next in the convenient playlist for you. So stick with it and just keep listening. And again, for those that tuned in live tonight, thank you so much. We'll see you on the next year. And welcome back to the Dosage Podcast. We are live here on twitch.tv/DosaNerdAgument with our hosts, iRob, Cody, and myself, Gravity Well, aka Travis, for those that know me personally. This is episode 122.
Was that enough?
See, you're getting more hype as we go on with this evening. We're covering here in our episode the year 2007 in video games, quite possibly the most difficult top 10 list that we've ever had to
God,
come
this
up
was
with.
hell. This was hell.
How you guys doing so far tonight? We've this is our third episode live for those with us. For those listening back, we've did the trifecta tonight. So this is a new attempt. We have never done 3 in a row. We've done 2. We've never done 3. This is quite doable, and I think, honestly, it pressures us to keep within an hour time limit, which is pretty good, to be honest.
Not bad.
So we're doing good. But you guys doing good? You still having fun? Still.
About to not be with this list. This list was terrible. It's terrible.
How many are your honorable mentions?
11. I was able to narrow down the entire list of 2007 down to 21 games, and from there, breaking it into 10 was absolute hell.
This year had no right to be so good. No right whatsoever. Why did so many franchises decide to come out in this year? And so many good ones.
And I left some of them out.
What is that noise? I'm hearing like a weird noise.
Don't worry about the noise.
It's like water.
That's what she said.
You guys don't hear that?
Do you really want to know what it is?
Yeah, what is it?
I'm tightening my the chair, my arm chair thing with an Allen wrench.
Okay, I'm like hearing the weird, like, I don't know if it was picking up something. I don't know if people listening
Yeah,
can hear.
it's this arm down here. I'm tightening up.
He was
this
doing
arm.
something funky with his arm off camera.
It felt really loose, so
Lana says it's
I grabbed
in
it
our
out.
basement. I don't know, Lana, come down here and check. Like, I'm hearing like a weird.
That was
Weird
it was by
noise.
my leg. I'll stop doing it now. I'm done.
I don't know, Lana. It might be in our.
Do you hear it now? Because I just put it away.
Yeah, I
just
still
put
hear
away.
it. It's a weird noise.
No,
Do you
it's not.
hear it?
No. You have a ghosty.
It's happening right now. So random. Anyways, that's not what you guys are here for. Random weird noises. This is what happens when you go late. Lana's gonna check it out. Let's kick off. Let's paint the picture of the year 2007, shall we? The year 2007 in gaming. It's a goat. He means a ghost. Microsoft announces Games for Windows Live, a version of Xbox Live for the Windows platform. The service launched May 8th. Microsoft announced the Xbox 360 Elite. The revision comes with a bigger hard drive and the ability to output to HDMI, which is huge because it was only component composite for that other launch model, the 360. There was no HDMI option, which honestly is wild to think about now.
Which great news for me. My my Xbox got the Red Ring of Death right when this one came out.
Same.
So I instantly went from Red Ring of Death to the Elite.
Yeah, same. Mine red ring. How many red rings did you have, iRob? One. Yeah, I had one.
Although one of yours, Trav, was you completely, like, after you got it, you somehow hacked your system where it didn't have a cover.
Yeah, I had two.
It's true. I did dismantle it. So we got
It was funny. You had the little magnet you'd have to throw on it after you put the disc on.
House Inspector. I hear the footsteps. I don't know if she's.
I technically had two Red Rings of Death, but both of them came on the same console. Because I sent my 360 off to Microsoft to get fixed, and they sent it back. And about a week and a half later, it was red ringing again. So,
Yeah, mine had multiple red rings before I finally traded in for a new one. I like iRob said, I dismantled mine, had it on a towel. I had to spin start the disk drive by hand. Like it was rough.
I only had one, and I lucked out, and it was a funky time where I went in to GameStop and got a whole nother system for basically nothing, trading in even the one that had the red rings of death.
Yep.
yeah, I cried.
Yeah, I did the same thing too.
The red ring made my heart drop, and I cried a little bit.
Yeah, it's not fun to have happen.
No,
Sony announced they are discontinuing the 20 gigabyte PS3 SKU, one of the two SKUs available at the system's launch, leaving only 60 SKU available with the consumer purchase. For those that don't know, these were the Fat Boy models that were backwards compatible. After that, they stopped doing backwards compatibility with the PlayStation 2 on the PS3, which, in all honesty, for that system launching over $500-$600, it's bullshit that it wasn't backwards compatibility or they got rid of that feature. That console was so expensive, and it should have supported all. That's just such a bummer. Nintendo announced WiiWare, a service similar to Xbox Live Arcade that allowed developers to release original downloadable games for the Wii. Previously, the only downloadable games available on the Wii had been limited to its Virtual Console service. After an outpouring of complaints over faulty Xbox 360 hardware, Microsoft announces an extension for the Xbox 360's warranty that applies retroactively to all consumers who have purchased the console since launch. And then Bungie announces its split with Microsoft to become an independent studio. We would then see them move on in the years to come away from Halo as well, to then support things like Destiny. Rob, how many did you get on a top 10 for this year?
Up to 9 for this one.
9, so no honorable mentions. Cody,
Nope.
what are your honorable mentions?
Oh,
Cody was
Lord.
trying to get me to take one of his so I could have 10, but
I did. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, so my honorable mentions, and there's some heavy hitters on here. Starting off with the heavy hitter, BioShock, Crackdown, Mario Strikers Charge, Dirt, Surf's Up, Forza 2, Super Paper Mario, and Uncharted.
We're going to have some talks during this one.
I started out with the banger and I left it with the banger. Oh, and Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
You know, secretly those games are really good.
They are very, very good.
So
And I'm upset I left them off.
I figured out what the noise was. My microphone is so sensitive that depending on where it's pointed between omni and unidirectional settings on this thing, it picks up like some things louder and quieter. Everybody quiet for a second. See if you can hear this.
Yes.
It's seltzer. I have seltzer.
The sizzle.
Yeah.
A little sizzle.
I have
Yeah,
seltzer.
I
I'm
can hear
like,
it.
what is the water sound? It's the freaking seltzer because it's adjacent to where my microphone is pointed. So I'm like, I need to move this because that's driving me
so your
absolutely.
microphone is picking up your fizz.
It is. It was driving me absolutely bonkers at the beginning of this episode because I had opened it between episodes. So I need to move it away from the microphone because somebody listening to this back, it's probably going to drive them absolutely insane. So I apologize for those that were hearing that, depending on how loud your volume is on your playback of this. But like, listen.
I'm curious if mine's doing it now.
What you're saying is you got such an expensive mic, you can hear everything.
I mean, it's not even that expensive of a microphone. It's only like $150 microphone.
You're just supposed to say yes, dude.
I mean, that's about the
you
same
have
as
good
mine.
stuff.
Yeah, do you have a blue? You have the Yeti, right?
Yeah, but Yeti.
Yeah, see? Like, I mean, they're really good microphones, don't get me wrong, but they're not like Sennheiser is like some stupid high quality.
Stupid
I mean,
high
they're
quality.
pretty good.
Oh,
I mean, I feel like my voice quality is very good on these podcasts.
Oh, I agree. It's better than what we started with when DNA first
Just doing
launched.
it over the phone was what I started with.
Oh, is that you started that? We started with the Logitech built-in camera microphone, and that thing sounded. Oof.
Oh, I can't imagine using my camera microphone for that.
Yeah, it's woof. Honorary mentions for mine. Wii Play. The significance of this is because it came with a Wiimote, which was incredibly hard to find around this time, if you remember back. So it was like a $40 or $50 bundle. You got the game, which was like expanded, cheap rip-off version of Wii Sports, but you get the extra remote. So that was why a lot of people, it was like on the best selling list for like months and months and months and months because of that. Like that was honestly the smartest thing they could have done. God of War 2. Sorry, Trevor. Didn't make my top 10. You'll understand why. Super Paper Mario. Sorry, Ty. Mario Party 8. Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition. I didn't put it on the top 10 because it was a re-release of a game. It just had Wii controls. And with the top 10 that I have, I couldn't justify bumping something else out because of a re-release of a game. The Orange Box. I'm disappointed, but at the same time, you'll understand why it didn't make my top 10. But the Orange Box, most notably because of Portal. Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock. To me, this is when the franchise started taking a little bit of a dip and oversaturation. However, this one I believe does have Dragon Force on it. I could be wrong. The Simpsons game. Honestly, super fun game. Lego Star Wars: A Complete Saga. Again, we can't go wrong with a Lego game. Silent Hill Origins. Lana's going to get mad at me for this one, but Super Mario Galaxy. And
Wow.
oh no. Oh no. And WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. Those are my honorary mentions for a top 10. So
With what you just said, I got 10 now.
you have 10 now. Okay, well let's
I
start
do
with
have
you,
10 now.
Mr. I have 10 now. I'm assuming it was Orange Box.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
I somehow skipped over that when I was doing my research,
Oops.
which shame on me, but it happens.
Lana says blasphemy. I told you I was going to get called out by Lana. I know
so-
too well.
Number 10 for me will not be on anybody else's list, but I have a memory of us playing it and having fun for like a day. Was Jackass the game.
Oh God, yes.
So that made my top 10 just because at that time we were jackasses and it was great
He says at
for a
that
very short bit of time.
time. Like we still are.
Well, you might have a point, but so yeah, as much as it's not going to make a lot of other people's lists, that was my number 10.
Fair. You know, if the dog's on the podcast, he has to select.
You gonna select some? Nope, not my nose. Nope.
Kiss the
My
girl.
number 10. You want to read it?
Oof.
No. Okay. So my number 10 is one that I'm gonna get yelled at for because I bumped off a bunch of really good games for this. It's Peggle. You ever heard of Peggle?
Oh,
Peggle's a great
I'm
game.
familiar with Peggle.
It's a great game. Great game on the computer. Yeah, I actually had Uncharted as my number 10, but I was like, I didn't play PlayStation games that much to put that on there. So I crossed it off and put Peggle because I was being a little petty as well. But Peggle, my mom plays a lot, and she still plays it a lot to this day. Just like Candy Crush, just tons of it all of the time. So just the memories of my mom being synonymous with Peggle, I had to put it on the top 10 list.
Trevor says Peggle was in my top 10.
Hey! Dog dance for that one!
The dog is. What are you doing? Oh my God. So I have to make a asterisk to this one because Ty did have this in their list in 2006, and technically he was not wrong. Ty, which I asked him in 2006, well, not in the year 2006, but during the episode of 2006, I had asked him if he was excited for the remakes. And my number 10 is Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, because in 2007 it was released in North America. In 2006 it was released in Japan. So technically he's not wrong. It did release in 2006, but I just have to have an asterisk next to mine for this list to give people an understanding if they question the release of that. And I am very much excited for the I guess remaster, if you will, This was the first Pokemon game that I believe Andrew had ever played, and there are pictures of us sitting at one of the houses she was renting back at this time period on the couch playing our DSs. And I remember many, many days where we just sat on that couch playing through Pokemon side by side. And I don't even know if we were just speaking to each other or not. We were just playing through Pokemon sitting on that couch. So, fun times. See you, Ira. The silence is the...
The silence is my cue. Is that what you're saying? It's time to start talking.
Yeah, because it's rare for me to shut up. So if it's like 3 seconds that I haven't said anything,
Well, I didn't know if you were pausing for dramatic effect. So
Nope.
He was waiting for the dog to do his top 10.
it's true actually. He's looking at the
Yeah, we
camera.
got on to my number 9, which nobody else probably have again. I have the 3D Ultra Mini Golf.
Ooh.
Because I still pull that up on my 360 in the bedroom here and goof around on it. So it's just had some lasting power for going on and playing some virtual mini golf.
I do remember that game. Xbox Arcade was awesome.
Sorry, I was confused about what he was doing. He was sniffing the mic. Anyway, my number 9 is Skate. Personally, I think this is a better skateboarding game than even Tony Hawk Underground and Tony Hawk Underground 2. I just had a lot more fun with this. The story was really good. The controls, it just allowed you to do so much more, and it made you actually feel like you had to have a little bit of talent to do it because each one of the moves was a different angle or whatever on the actual joystick itself. So it just felt like you were immersed just a little bit more. It wasn't just clicking buttons. You actually were kind of doing things in this one, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, I mean,
the full stick control was awesome. New way to
Yeah.
implement, and honestly, I don't understand how you could go back from doing that in games.
no, no, it's very, very good. And I mean, this started really this skate legacy as well. And I mean, hopefully they make another one because we'd all like to see it, especially on New Gen.
So there are generally in the industry signs that point to when specific games are coming out again. Sometimes this isn't accurate, but there could be something coming because being added to Game Pass this month is Skate 1 and Skate 3. Is that a weird coincidence? Is that just in rotation? Or Skate 4 announcement imminent?
I guess we'll find out.
I don't know. I would love another one in the franchise too. Those games are a lot of
Absolutely.
fun. I want a bigger world. I want cooler environments. That's been my only critique about those games. There needs to be a bigger world to play in, a bigger sandbox. Number 9, right?
Yep.
Number 9 for me was a game I was so incredibly hype on and still enjoy this franchise today, and I know it's gotten mixed reviews. All of them have been generally mixed reviewed, but I don't care. I've enjoyed them. This was also supposed to be an answer to Grand Theft Auto, and this game is called Crackdown. I absolutely love the idea that you're a cop and you get to do missions taking down bad guys, but you're a super cop, which you level up by collecting orbs and skill points by doing things, whether it be driving or shooting or missions or racing. Depending on what you do, you level up and your character gets better at such abilities. I thought that was neat. And the mechanics in the game and it was just generally fun. It was really good series. It still is. 3 got mixed reviews. But I enjoyed Crackdown. If you haven't
Yeah,
played it,
Crackdown is another one that I unfortunately pulled from my top 10.
To each their own.
There's just so much. There's just so much.
So guess what my number 8 is?
Crackdown.
Crackdown.
Yay!
And I didn't play it as much as you did, but it was one of those that I got into playing with you, and I remember that. So it was
It's just fun.
on my list.
Mox, what do you got?
What do you like, baby now? You want to keep hopping up and down, you're gonna be held like a baby. Okay. My number 8.
I was waiting for the dog.
Now he's embarrassed. He's embarrassed. He's being held like a baby now. No, you don't want to say anything? Okay. My number 8 is another one that you guys are going to get mad at because it made my top 10 and so many others didn't. It's Cooking Mama on the Wii.
What the heck is with your list?
Bro, Cooking Mama on the Wii was insane. I mean, most of us have played the Cooking Mama on at least the DS because that's where it really got popular. But on the Wii and actually having to do all these things, like motion it out, it just made it so much better. The Cooking Mama games in general are great, but once you add in the element of having to actually do the stuff, it just elevates it even a little bit more.
So when I said what I said then about Ty's pick on a prior episode, and alluded to the fact about them being on the Wii, that's why you had the reaction you had now. It's all coming together now. This is why you can't miss an episode, listeners.
Yeah, hit number 8. Number 8 on my list. I put a lot of time into that, and that's one that me and my sister used to play a lot together. Me and my sister didn't play a lot of games together, but when we did play games together, it was Wii games, and it was in 2007, so this list is going to emanate.
Fair. Sounds like the game had a mass effect on you.
I hate you.
Well, speaking of Mass Effects, my 8th entry, my number 8, is Mass Effect.
I'm about to walk away.
As you shouldn't.
Me too.
You should
I'm about
not.
to walk away right now.
You should not. You should not. Stick around.
I mean, I put
folks.
Cooking Mama, but I'm gonna walk away from that one.
Shame. So yeah, Mass Effect. For those that don't know, this is an incredible franchise, except for Andromeda. That game is poopy. It's the poopy water. It's the bathtub full of poopy water.
When I played it, it wasn't bad.
Well, you didn't play it on launch then.
I did not.
Yeah, I made that mistake. I have videos on my personal YouTube of me just yelling because I'm clipping through the walls and I'm underneath the map while everyone's up above me. Just so mad. This doesn't make sense. You couldn't go through like doorways because the invisible barriers. This is so broken. But yeah, Mass Effect, great
They had
franchise.
fixed it by the time I played it, so it was actually entertaining.
Yeah, I understand. Maybe one day I'll go back to it, but not today.
Hi, did you hear my number 8 pick?
I don't know if you did. Cooking Mama.
Cooking Mama on the Wii.
Cooking Mama on
Cooking
the Wii.
Mama.
On the Wii. So yeah, Mass Effect, the ability to have RPG elements mixed with the shooter kind of perfected the type of gameplay that iRob already established he likes with the Knights of the Old Republic type gameplay loop where you do missions, you do relationships, you shoot people. Mass Effect's just good. It's a sci-fi western shooter, just really well made. Moving on to 7, what you got, iRob?
7 for me is Medal of Honor Airborne. It's one of the war games like that I actually liked. The story mode was nice. Like I said, I don't ever play online, so for me it's more about the story, campaign mode, you will, for it. And I just enjoyed that one, and I've gone back and played through it a couple more times since then. So
I can't tell if Trevor's being serious right now. He's asking, what's a Cooking Mama?
Cooking Mama is a great game where you choose a recipe and you cook it.
If he had a comment in there after cooking, he could be calling one of us Mama and asking us what's cooking. So
That's true.
He could be trying to pick us up, but without proper...
Mama. Like
without
Johnny
proper,
Bravo.
hoo, ha, hoo, hoo.
That's it, John. What's cooking, mama?
He's trolling. Oh, he's pulling a tie.
I have never played Cookie Mama, so there you go.
He should. It's worth a play.
Shit.
It's worth a play.
You are not getting on the desk. Chill.
Why not?
Because I have things on the desk.
Oh, look at that big yawn.
Don't you yawn in front of these people.
He's so bored with you.
You have a big mouth. I'm on number 7, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Another Wii game comes in on my list here. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Yeah, I was wrong when I said that on my honorable mentions because it definitely is on my top 10 list. Yeah, this is another one that me and my sister played. He's on my desk. Played a lot of, and just the two worlds connecting. I was a big fan of Mario and Sonic, so the two worlds connecting and it being like different countries is what it felt like, just like the Olympics. It was just a really fun game in general. And then obviously this is at the time where like Michael Phelps was dominant, dude. Was like dominating the Olympics, and he's from Maryland as well, so that was really big for us. Yeah, it was just great in general.
The dog right now is great. Yeah, Michael Phelps was definitely high up there on the winnings, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Really high up there.
Really high. I can't
He
see
swims fast.
dog. He raced a shark.
He raced a shark.
Yeah, you didn't see that on was it on National Geographic? I don't know. He raced a shark. Like a legitimate shark.
I can't say I saw that.
It was on TV. He raced a shark in the water.
Did he win?
No.
Is he
I
dead
don't
then?
think so.
Did he get eaten by the shark?
No, he's alive. He's very much alive. But it was, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, it was an AI shark that was kind of mo-capped off of a real shark.
Oh, okay. Now it makes sense.
Yeah. It was good. It was a good special. But they hyped it up so much like he was going to race an actual shark. It was during Shark Week like 2 years ago.
I love Shark Week. I'm surprised I missed this.
It was only like 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah, Batman says if he lost, he's dead. If he wins, he's alive. I mean, that's generally what happens when you race a shark.
Well, he's very much alive and in Annapolis, Maryland, where he resides.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Join us every time on the Dosage for Cody facts regarding Michael Phelps.
Love Michael Phelps.
So does my wife.
Yeah. I don't.
Anybody Maryland. Maryland has a lot of pride within it. I mean, we wear our flag, so that kind of tells you a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been there, so I don't know. I don't
Crabs? We got crabs. The good ones though, blue crab. And one of them cut my finger on Sunday. I had crabs on Sunday, and if you can see that wound,
Jesus.
pretty deep.
Only on
pretty
Sunday you had
deep
crabs?
cut. Yeah,
Only on Sunday.
Yeah, yeah, blue crabs that we cooked and turned red, and put Old Bay on.
Maryland has Thai as well. Now, see, now I need the
does have Thai.
food. I that's what I need.
Crab cakes.
Yes. See, Michigan's like barbecue. Everything's
We have
barbecue. Beef.
We have beef.
You guys have good water.
Do we?
That was
That's
a
where
fun
Nestle
joke.
gets all their
Sorry.
water.
I guess. There's a lot of fish here too, like bass and stuff.
I'm not a big seafood fan, unless it's shellfish.
I'm not allowed to be. My wife won't eat really any seafood. Like we got HelloFresh last week, and it came with salmon as one of them. And she's like, "Yeah, you making that on one of your lunch breaks? I'm not having that for dinner." So I got 2 portions all
Delicious.
to myself.
What is she talking about?
It was delicious, and I ate both portions myself because I'm a fatty. But it was good. It was
Seems to
salmon though.
expand
It's lean.
horizons.
To be fair, like I didn't eat both portions of the rice, which is a lot of the carbs anyways. The salmon's lean. So really I probably consumed less than 1,000 calories for that meal, which is still a lot, but it could have been much worse. Anyways, we're not here for
What's your number
dietary
7, Trev?
conversation. We got yours right. I don't want to skip Cody.
Yeah, mine was the Olympics. That's how we got
Okay.
on Michael Phelps and racing a shark and Maryland and crabs and yeah.
So enough about my fat ass. Let's talk about some more Assassin's Creed. I tried with that
That was a
one.
stretch.
Yeah.
That was a
It
stretch.
was a bigger stretch than the dog.
Bigger stretch than the ass.
Yo. Assassin's Creed. While this is probably my least favorite in the franchise, it still set up a franchise that I really enjoy to this day. And my has that franchise evolved over time and for the better. But this one was very unique gameplay. It did so many things that other games didn't do. So I really enjoyed it. Assassin's Creed number 7.
And into my number 6, I had Mario Party 8. It was one for the Wii, and I just remember as soon as somebody had it, it was it was kind of like if you weren't playing Wii Sports, you were playing Mario Party. So that was what was going on.
It makes sense. Good party game. Good. Everyone can basically understand the gameplay mechanics and pick it up and play. Even though the games cheat, they're still fun.
Yeah, my number 6 is also Mario Party 8.
Look at you.
For those same reasons, and of course, I said that the Wii is going to dominate the majority of this list for reasons that I've explained. But yeah, Mario Party 8 just took a great game in Mario Party and made you be active with it. And it was just a great game in general.
So spoiler alert, I do not have a single Wii game in my top 10.
Wow. Over half my list is Wii games.
Interesting. Number 6 for me was a game that revolutionized, to me, and ushered in the next gen of shooters. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. It changed the pacing from what we were familiar with shooters, example being Counter-Strike, to a much more fast-paced competitive game with so many different types of weapons and environments and strategies into an ever-growing online world of competitive play that was a lot easier to get your hands on than a PC rig. So the importance of this game alone is why it's on this list.
Storyline was great too.
Yeah, the story was fantastic. Online is fantastic. There's minimal flaws with this particular game. But there are other games that were better than it that came out that year for me. But that's my number 6.
Right, well, on to my number 5. I had the Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. Talked about some of the Lego ones before. This one I just remember playing a lot because I had all of it, like the first 6 games, the first 6 movies, all there for you. You could play through. That was one of the first ones that me and Amy played through 100% together. So
You do know that they eventually are. There's no release date confirmed, but it is confirmed it is coming. The Skywalker Saga, which is all the movies, all 9 films. Not the spin-offs, just the main 9. They aren't doing it like they had done in that one where they just kind of bundled them into a game. They're rebuilding it from the ground up and different camera controls and everything for this one. It's a brand new experience with all 9 movies. So it was supposed to be out already, but there's no solid date because of everything in the world happening right now, obviously.
yes. I will. So that one, when that comes out, I will be buying that because if I don't, my wife will kill me. So,
Well, as you should. I'm assuming it's going to be a great game. So,
Number 5.
Yes.
Yes, you're on number 5.
My number 5 is Rock Band, and this is another Wii game in my opinion because we had it on the Wii. Yeah, this was just great. It took Guitar Hero and made it much better with other instruments and singing involved with it as well. Um, yeah, this is just another one that whenever the friends would come over, whenever the family got together, this would be the game we pulled out. We'd bring out the drums, we'd bring out the both guitars, and we would bring out the microphone as well. And yeah, we would just be jamming for hours and hours.
I would have to say that game rocks.
It does rock.
It's true.
And you're a band.
It's true.
You are a band.
It's true. My number 5 is one of the games that potentially made it a must-have for a PlayStation 3 console. And that is Uncharted Drake's Fortune. I still remember the marketing, the sexist marketing for this game. They market it as such a game so cinematic that your girlfriend won't even know it's actually a game and would watch it with you. That was for real how they like pushed marketing back then for this.
That's pretty bad. Pretty bad. It wouldn't work these days.
Nope. But people so openly described it as such too, and I'm just like, so girls can't play games? Is this some narrative that girlfriends just don't want their boyfriends playing games? Is that a problem? I don't know. It was
For some girlfriends, I'm sure it is.
it was a weird marketing tactic on their part for that.
Did it work?
I don't know. That's not why I got the game. I got the game because it was basically Dude Raider.
Dude Raider.
Which was one of the joking working titles for the game, too. Fun fact. Because it basically is. It took the elements of Tomb Raider and perfected it. At this point. We've gotten good Tomb Raiders after these. But it was just an adventure game. Had great mechanics, good story, good visuals. It's just a fun game. Still replayable to this day. Like, if you have not played Uncharted, I highly, 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 highly recommend you playing it, getting your hands on either a PS3, 4, or 5 and playing. They do have the Drake collection, and it's probably the ultimate way to play it. So yeah, play Uncharted. Great game. That's my number 5.
All right. My number 4 was Skate. And kind of already hit on main things before. It was kind of took Tony Hawk, made things better. Played it a bunch. No, nothing really more to say about it, I guess.
My number 4 is Halo 3. Great game overall, but I feel like the best part of this game came the year after, in ODST. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like this isn't. It's just not my favorite Halo out of all of them. And I have a lot of love for the Halo franchise, and just this one didn't strike me the right way. So it still struck me enough to make my top 5 in a very difficult list like this, but just I feel like there was multiple games that I put more time and effort into because this one really disappointed me a little bit.
I know you're number 1 then.
No, you don't.
I do, though.
You might.
I 100% do.
You might.
You, it's on the
Okay,
Wii.
Trav, what's your number 3?
No, we're on 4 still.
Okay, well, do your number 4.
No. I know it. I know his. I figured it out.
Well, we'll see when we get there.
I think you're wrong.
Nope. Nope. Number 4 for me, and I cheated on this one. I'm sorry, but it is a standalone game as well as a bundled game. Portal.
Didn't enjoy that.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh,
That is one of my
enjoy Portal.
favorite games of all time.
I just didn't. I don't know what it was. Maybe there was just so many other good games that came out that I put a lot more attention into that I just didn't think about Portal.
you hurt me.
Because I really can only remember playing it like twice, honestly. Maybe it's something I need to go back and play.
Yes.
I really never gave it a chance. I know the joke about the cake. That's about it.
It's a lie.
It is a lie. But that's pretty much it. I didn't put too much time into Portal.
What about
Less
Portal
than
2?
an hour. Less than an hour in the Portal franchise.
I could beat the game in less than an hour.
Both of
I
them.
think you have.
Both of them? No, not both of them.
With both of them, I've probably put less than an hour, maybe a half hour.
Oh man, I'm so sad right now. I'm so
Maybe I'll give it a
sad
try.
right now. That needs to be a
Is it on
stream.
Game Pass?
Yeah.
I might download it.
Lana says, I'm not even angry. I'm being so sincere right now. Those are lyrics to the song.
It's just not a game that I got into. And maybe it would have broke this top 10, but it would have been very difficult. Like I said, I had 21 different titles battling for the top 10 list.
Lana's singing GLaDOS right now. There's just so much charm to the game. And it's a great game to watch speedrun too. It's probably one of my favorite at games done quick that they do.
Well, what's that new shooter that kind of is like Portal mixed with a shooter? You know what I'm talking about?
No,
There's a new, hold on. My phone's dead. I can't look it up. I can go on. Microsoft, let's see.
while you do that, yeah,
Way
Portal
on to my number 3.
Portal number 4, easily like play it. Which game?
It's called Splitgate. Came out this month. But yeah, it's Portal meets shooter. And
No, I must find this game and try it now.
yeah, it's called Splitgate. There's a lot of it's apparently it's good on online play, but it's also very confusing because everybody's able to make portals and it just looks like a bad episode of Scooby-Doo.
It sounds intense. All right, Ira, what's your number 3?
Number 3 for me was Rock Band. And basically it took a Guitar Hero and made it where people that are into music but don't play guitar can actually play through the game. Because if people don't know, I played bass, and I could actually pick to play the bass part and go through the entire catalog by myself if I wanted to. So that, for me, made it where I liked it more than the Guitar Hero franchise at that point.
The suspense. What do you got, Cody?
My number 3 is probably a game you think is my number 1. It is Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Nope, did not think that was your number 1. I still feel
Well,
I know it.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare is my number 3 game, and honestly, no, it's gonna stay. Yeah, Modern Warfare. I did put a lot of time into this. I kind of left Halo at this time to move over to Call of Duty, and I followed Call of Duty after this.
A lot of people I know did that.
So yeah, I mean, just the online play in general. A lot of toxic lobbies of people saying a lot of slurs in them.
Yes.
Yeah, but overall, just the gameplay was great and the storyline was great. Yeah, no complaints. This is Call of Duty 3 was awesome, but this is the one that really pulled me away from Halo a little bit further than I would have liked now that I'm trying to get back into it.
Yeah, I remember that timetable too, because Halo came out in the middle of September 2007. It was, I believe, early November for Modern Warfare. So there was a good 6 weeks that Halo had, and I remember how full and matchmaking was, and it was like a ghost town for a few days.
Call of Duty came out.
Yeah, and people would start to trickle back over, but it was never. And Halo 3 did the heat map. They'd show you all the lights in the world, how many people were on, and the population.
Just trickled out.
And yeah, it's. I had the group of friends that I ran with in Halo 3. Every time I wanted to run with them, they're like, we're playing Modern Warfare with our crew. And it's like, oh. And those people never looked back.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, damn. That was
That's kind of how I was until, honestly, about 2013, 14. Until I really started, what was that, Guardians that came out?
that's 5. 4 came out around then.
Yeah, so Halo 4 came out, and that's what started to pull me back. But that's also the same time frame you had some really good Call of Duty games going on. You still had the Black Ops games going on and everything like that. So it was really hard to kind of grasp me and pull me completely back because, like you just said, the crews were playing Call of Duty. They weren't playing Halo anymore.
Well, and that's what makes the experience so fun. And it's honestly like what's brought back this resurgence. And I'm glad that we've, have the people that we have that are all interested in Halo that will play with us, because it makes it so much better to have people to play with in a game. So I get that mob or like gang mentality to things that you're going to run with your gang. It's your crew. You're going to play what they play. And that's the mentality of people too when they pick the systems that they're going to play. No, I know the title still says 2005. When I export it, it'll update. Thanks, Ty. So that's generally the mentality. Like a lot of people favorite certain things, depending on what like their crew or their clique or whatever is playing. And that's a fair assessment because like you don't want to be the one friend just playing with themselves.
What's wrong with playing with yourself?
I did the sound, the laugh bite there. So, but yeah, continuing on. That was your number 3.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Modern Warfare.
My number 3 is Rock Band. This was a game that I got that year for Christmas from my in-laws, who weren't in-laws yet. But I remember the story of my now sister-in-law and my mother-in-law. I believe they all went out together, the girls. They snatched it out of another lady's hand because they couldn't figure out which system that whoever was. They had like a PlayStation 3 and an Xbox 360 in their hand. And like the girls knew which one that I had asked for. So they snatched it out of this lady's hand to obtain it because they wanted to find it for me for Christmas. And then we used to spend several days at her family's house over Christmas time. And I actually got it out, set it up, and played it and everything. And it was awesome. Like the drums were responsive. The only critique that I have was the damn bass drum pedal was cheap and it broke. Fortunately, they knew that and you could send in and they would mail you a replacement one. But it would literally snap in the middle and just break in half. And like, yeah, I play drums in real life and I might put a little bit too much pressure, but it shouldn't break like that.
A little too much oomph?
A little too much, but it shouldn't break like that. So, yeah. But yeah, that's my number 3. Rock Band, again, the memories, the franchise has gone on. Still, they stopped again making the games, but the amount of songs that I have today from all the different spin-offs and games, it's a lot of fun. And like Rob said, he could pick up the bass, we can have a band, and it was just fun recreating those memories.
You've gotten through an expert through the fire and flames.
It's true. One time. But that's all that mattered. One time. Lana says having to play Creep 7 million times in the campaign. Yeah, that was never fun. Having to play it that many times. But yeah, that's my number 3. Let's continue on here. What's number 2, Rob?
Number 2 for me is the Orange Box / Portal, because it's the only game I ever played out of it. But
Team Fortress 2 is really good. You should play that.
I played that with you a couple times. I didn't ever play it by myself. But Portal, played through that a lot. I actually have it on my 360 here in the bedroom. The Portal's still alive, where you had the challenge maps. I went back through and played all that. Played through the game like 3 more times. So has some stay power for me. I just liked it how much they put in where it's actually the physics where you have to use your momentum and gravity to launch yourself farther. It was just figuring things out. It was just fun for me.
You got to use me.
I have to use you?
You said you got to use gravity.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on.
It's the laugh track.
I'm going to abuse that thing. Thanks, Bo Burnham.
Can you hear that?
No, what is it?
The battle cry.
Oh,
My
God.
number 2 is Super Mario Galaxy. This is one of my
No.
favorite Mario games.
No.
Did you think that was the number 1?
Yes.
It was close. It was very close. Yeah, Super Mario Galaxy, what a great game. Just in general. All the Mario games besides Sunshine really were great.
Whoa.
We've talked about this.
I
We
know.
talked about this a couple years back.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll get to that one because I got the All Stars pack on the Switch, but yeah, Galaxy was just a great game, and obviously with the Wii coming out, a lot of time was spent on the Wii. And this is one that I was just trying to completely 100% the entire game, which I did end up doing. So I just remember spending a lot of time and just going from world to world to world, and it was just a great game in general.
Yeah, I think Lana has done the same thing with both of the Galaxy games. I do have to ask this, Ty, what is Pop Tropica? That's his number 3. What is that?
About to Google it.
I've never heard of that. While you're looking that up, my number 2 pick. This was a very
online role-playing game developed in 2007. It's an education game for kids 6 to 15.
Huh.
Yeah, it's an online virtual world, an MMORP, which connects players all over the globe. Such games teach players to interact with each other to complete tasks and achieve small game-based goals. It kind of looks like Club Penguin, honestly.
Club Penguin.
Yeah, it looks like Club Penguin. Just not with penguins. Yeah.
All right. My number 2. This was tough. It was tough between my number 2 and number 1, but my number 2 is BioShock.
Didn't even make my list.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
Never played it.
Oh, what? You've never played BioShock? That's a joke, right? How have I not known that? How did I not tell you had to play that?
'Cause you did.
Oh my god, I have failed as a
You
friend.
failed him. You
I
failed him
did.
yet again.
Oh my. BioShock.
What's that one game? Oh, NHL 07. You should have had that on your.
Yeah, it all is
mentions too.
because of that. It is all because of that. Good lord. Honestly, I love the franchise. I hope one day that we get a proper next installment in the BioShock series. And I absolutely love the first BioShock. It hits all those right notes on things that I look for in gaming. It's just such a fun game. I might play that on stream one day, just to kind of share the passion that I have with this game. It's so good, and it's one of its sequels. Infinite is, in my opinion, a probably top 10 or even top 5 favorite game of all time.
It's a good game.
Absolutely love it so much. But the first Bioshock is just it's so wonderful. It's a game that I could play over and over and over again. And I've stopped myself multiple times because I know my wife would get mad at me. Stopped myself from buying it on the Switch just to have it on another system to play. I want to because it's only like $20, but I know I'll get the question. Don't you already have this? Why do you need it again? Because that's my only response.
You don't have it on the Switch.
Exactly. It's a dumb reason. It's
What
just,
if I want to leave the house and play it?
thank you, Cody. You understand. That's the exact argument. I want it for that reason.
I think I just sold it for you. You're good. Just play this back for.
You're gonna,
Timestamp.
you're gonna get
Me and Cody are both on your side, so she'll just cave and we'll be right.
Exactly.
That
She
won't
already
happen.
sounds
Just-
smart, didn't she?
Yeah, it's true.
She did say I'm smart, so I can't be too wrong, you know? Oh, there she is.
Yeah, there she is. Trevor hired iRob back. iRob, you're rehired by Trevor.
When has that
Oh, good.
question ever stopped you? When has that question ever stopped you?
I don't know, but iRob, you were rehired by Trevor so he can fire you again. I don't know, Lana. What's stopping me? What is stopping me? Should I do it? Should I pull the trigger, guys? I do have a gift card right now for Amazon, so the game technically would only cost me like $5. Do I do it, ladies and gentlemen?
That's up to you if you want to deal with your wife for that one.
We're on air
For
now.
$5? Yeah.
When have I ever caved? She has not ever caved. See?
That was a joke. I didn't think she would cave.
She's not going to cave. Do I need another
If-
copy of Bioshock?
We have made it to 2007 number 1 picks.
One.
Ooh! It's time to celebrate!
The hardest
Trev, you want
year
to take
so
a guess? For me?
I'm going to guess that it's the same game I picked.
Is it though?
Yes,
I don't know. My number one for 2007 is Mass Effect.
it is not.
Not to say no. And I will admit I was late to this party. I did not play this until last year
Whoa.
when they had it downloaded for free from on the Xbox.
Yes.
Yep. But I played through that, and I played through 1, 2, and 3 times last summer, and then was right on it getting it when the Ultimate came out, and have played through all of that. It took me a month to get through all 3 of the games again.
Now, answer this question for people out there, because I've only put 2 hours into the remaster. Trevor says he didn't even play until the remaster, still only on 2. Answer this question. How wildly different is the remaster, most specifically of the first game, but how different are any of them than the original, since you've sunk so much time into it? This is a real question that I want to know.
The first one for me, the playthrough was the same that I remember, but the graphics were much better. They did go in and rework a lot of the, because when it came out in 2007, people would be like, the other characters would be talking and mouths would be moving, and there would be audio, but it wouldn't sync up. How a lot of the games were back then, like this person's talking, but their mouth just goes.
So it got a visual makeover. Mechanics aren't wildly different.
I didn't notice a whole lot. I had heard other people that they changed it and they liked it better. I don't know if I just didn't remember that what it was before. Me playing through this time, everything just was smooth, but that's how I remember it, because I didn't play it until it was been out for 12 years.
Gotcha. Because I know one of the biggest complaints was the Mako from the original, and I heard that ago.
The Mako's still kind of funky, but for me it was just you get used to how it drives.
Okay.
It's.
Let me fair.
I will admit that's not great, but it's also a very small part of the game for me, is driving the Mako.
All right. Well, thank you for that, iRob.
Now, You thought my number one was Super Mario Galaxy.
I
What it
did.
actually is Mass Effect.
Wow,
And
both of you.
Mass Effect might be my number one or number two favorite game of all time.
Really?
Especially the first one. The first one was extremely good, and this is a game that like I got to actually play in the living room because my mom viewed it more like a movie than an actual game. She thought there was very movie-esque parts to this. So yeah, I mean, Mass Effect was just very good, and I loved how the choices that you make throughout the game actually meant something, along with even loading up into the second game. All of your choices from the first game mattered. Like it was just an extension onto it. So Mass Effect just in general, especially number one, is my number one game and arguably my one through three favorite games of all time.
Ty says their number one is Guitar Hero 3. Question about Mass Effect 2. At this time, did we know that it was going to link up to sequels and work
We
the
did
way it did?
not.
I was going to say, like, I feel I don't remember that being a thing until the selling point of 2. Because I was blown
Yeah.
away by what 2
Yeah, it
did.
just took your save data and all of the choices you made, whether you chose to kill one guy or the other guy, all of your
And
choices.
what you did in one affected how three went too. Like it,
Yep.
it pulled it all together.
The thing that pissed me off about 2, and we'll get to it when we get to that year, it doesn't even matter if you imported your save or not. Like, the beginning of the story just kind of kills it for me for 2. We'll dive into that when we get to that year. So that's a teaser for things to come as far as our Dosage podcast. So my number one pick, this should probably come as no surprise. Do you guys want to predict? Because honestly, this is a gimme. No, neither of you?
It's a gimme? I don't know. I feel like all the big ones have already been said.
Nope.
I
Halo
don't know.
3.
Oh, you didn't say. I said Halo 3.
You did
didn't.
say Halo 3. I did not say. So Halo 3 for me, this was from this game on is when I had consistent Xbox Live. I sunk so many hours with so many people into online. I solo legendary this game. I played co-op the very first night it came out. I picked it up at midnight, got home, played it. It was finished by 7:30 in the morning. Played straight through. Campaign was the first thing I did. It was already done within 24 hours of the game being released. Legendary done. All I focused on then was getting the last achievements, getting the Hayabusa armor set for getting all the achievements in the game so I could rock that in online, and then just had so much fun, like finding all the skulls and all that stuff, obviously clearing everything up. But man, did I sink so much time into this game. And yes, I adore 2. But this one just had a great story, had great visuals. It set up and finished the trilogy of the events, and it's just such a great thing. And it was an utter disappointment that the game like ODST followed it.
Stop it. That storyline was the best.
I liked the marketing campaign for ODST.
You just don't like the mechanics of some things.
I don't like the health system now in ODST.
Yeah.
ODST is the worst Halo game.
I think it's the best storyline. Personally.
To play through it, to me, it's not Halo. So
It is kind of.
You want the best story? Play Halo Reach.
Reach is good.
Reach is amazing. But yeah,
that's the strategy one.
No, Reach is the prequel. Sets up the events. Reach is when you find out.
Which one is the strategy game?
Halo Wars.
It was Halo Wars, yeah.
Yeah, Reach is.
which Travis loved that as well.
I do like
I put a lot of
RTS.
time into Wars.
No, Reach is the one where you're defending the planet. Ultimately, the game is you lose the planet, but then you find out about the Spartan system. Master Chief, it's the prequel that sets up the event of the first game, the Combat Evolved. So it sets up Master Chief's story. But it's such a cool story. One by one, the platoon that you're running with continues to die. Spoiler.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Maybe I'm not thinking of ODST.
ODST is the Orbital Drockshot Troopers.
Yeah. ODST is the one where you're not a Spartan.
Yeah, you're just you're the ODSTs. You have
maybe I was thinking of Reach.
Yeah, you have the SMGs as your primary weapons.
It's that, and I didn't like it because, like, we got Travis said, the health system is just so different to me. It's not Halo.
There's no overshield
in ODST.
Yeah. I mean, just in this time frame, like I said, this is the time frame that almost everybody abandoned Halo.
Yeah, no,
and went over to Modern Warfare and the Call of Duty.
They did.
This was Call of Duty's era.
It was, and it's unfortunate too because honestly, Halo 3, like, it's 6 weeks before Modern Warfare was just incredible. It got its footing back, and people finally went to what they preferred. But it was a great time for online gaming. Again, I have so many memories, so many late nights, with iRob, Staplegun, and so many other people of that time period, including, Andrea Lana. It had split screen, which was another huge benefit. It was just a fantastic game. I have really no complaints for it. And shout out again to Trevor. He sold me his Master Chief helmet recently, which was only available with the Legendary Bundle of the game, which back then I didn't have the money to get. So I missed out on it. And it's sitting up on top of my nerd shelf, and it's a wonderful prized piece of my collection now, having that helmet. I don't care if it's used or worn or whatever. Like, it's now a cherished item of my collection because I absolutely love the Halo franchise. So just glad to have that. But as always, we break down the best-selling games of the year in conclusion of the year 2007. This has been our 122nd episode of The Dosage, and these are 7 games that ranked as the best-selling games of 2007 in terms of worldwide retail sales. These games sold at least 5 million units or more worldwide in 2007. Coming in at number 7, Super Mario Galaxy at 5.1 million units sold. That's units sold, that's not cash value in sales. Times that by 50, 60, or 70, depending on the cost. And that's a big number. Number 6, Brain Age 2, more training in minutes a day. 6 million units sold. 5, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. 7 million units sold. 4, We Play. 7.3 million units sold. So We Play outsold Call of Duty 4 because of that damn controller it was bundled with. That's a lot of Wiimotes. Halo 3 coming in at number 3. How fitting. 8.1 million units sold. Number 2, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. This is cheating because it's 2 games technically, so 9.8 million units sold. Can you guys guess what number 1 is?
Call of Duty.
I already said Call of Duty. It's number 5.
I don't know.
Jeez. Number 1, Wii Sports.
Hey, do you count that as cheating as well?
I guess you could purchase it by itself, couldn't you? I know it was bundled, but I don't understand why it would. Wii Sports came in at 15 million units sold.
Jesus. Yes, Triple H. Triple H was number 1.
It's true, Triple H. Madden says tie. Wicked.
Technically, he was number 2.
It's true. But this has been our ending of the trifecta of episodes we recorded live. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. We have concluded 2005, 2006, and now in this episode 2007. 2 weeks from tonight, we will return again for more Dosage podcast. I will be away next week Tuesday, so no episode from me. If anyone wants to do a pop-up stream on Tuesday, they are more than welcome to. I will be at Comerica Park, the Detroit Tigers baseball stadium, attending a concert.
And the week after that, I will be gone.
So there you go.
I'll be at a wedding that weekend and into Monday and Tuesday.
So there you go. So he will be absent for that. So we might have stand-ins for our next trifecta when we do 2009 or 2008, 9, and 10 will be 2 weeks from now. Love the Tigers captains, Batman. Yep, I will be 1 week from tonight in Tiger Stadium. Tomorrow, I think our plan is to play some Halo. If anyone wants to join us for that, if any of you guys can make it. If you can make it, Cody.
I will not.
You can't make it. You got it rescheduled, right?
Yep, the one from tonight, that was an hour and a half away. Rescheduled till tomorrow, but they rescheduled a half hour later, so instead of 7 p.m., it's 7:30.
Yikes. So no Cody. We'll get some dubs for Cody tomorrow then.
Yeah, I won't be home till midnight or so.
Oh, yikes, man. Well, good luck with your sale.
Big house.
Get that money. Maybe iRob will join us. Maybe Ty will be with us. Maybe you can convince Batman to join us. I know we ain't convincing Trevor to join us. Maybe Lana. Rated
Well, if you want me to
there.
join for Halo, I'll bring the team down.
Again, why does everyone worry about that? Like any of us care?
So
Hey.
somebody cares.
The person on the bottom is the anchor of the team. Not that they bring them down, but that they hold everything steady. Okay?
I mean, is it that
And if
serious?
you're at the bottom, everybody above you that has those big egos, they're going to be fighting. Everybody needs somebody to blame. So you are there as that anchor to be that person to blame.
It's not very inviting, Cody.
That's very inviting. It is a useful role that is needed.
Good Lord. Welcome.
That was
to the internet.
motivational.
Is it? Is
That was
that
motivational.
inspiring right there to just not suck ass?
Chat, was that motivational even for the people that are at the bottom? I think it was.
I don't know.
You are the anchor of the team.
Rated says you can't be worse than me, iRob. 10 out of 10 motivation from Ty. Trevor will be here in chat in spirit.
Thank you. 10 out of 10.
Well, that's
my
happening
friend.
tomorrow. So join us for that. Thursday, brand new episode of NPC airing at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That'll be pre-recorded. You can catch that on YouTube. And then live officially at 8 p.m. with a brand new episode of NAW. All the belts are on the line on Thursday. Yes. We're kicking off August going big. If you guys haven't redeemed yet, do so. That's again Thursday. And then FanFest Friday. We're officially over the world. We have defeated the world. So no SmackDown, no AEW, no New Japan. And no nothing. No none of that.
Are you saying it's going to be boring now?
No, we're actually going to feature our talent again instead of other people.
They don't deserve it. It's okay, though.
Yikes.
Maybe they do.
Man, who knows?
No, they should. They deserve it.
There you go, Rated Redemption. See, that's how you do it.
I am the cream.
Oh, yeah. But anyways, that's all going down. Look out for pop-up streams. Mikey was here in chat earlier. He's all set up. He's got a new capture card. He was running on a Mac, and the capture card that we got him was not functioning properly, so he got himself a new capture card. So he got himself reset up today, and he's going to be streaming for us again here soon, so be on the lookout for that. And then, of course, After Dark, Wicked After Dark. Tune in for that if you're up late or if you're up early, depending on where you are in the world. Check out those shows. Plus, there's just so much content to look forward to. And then, question, when will the next NOW be with you and Trevor? I know you guys
I
talked
don't
about...
know. We planned on possibly doing it today, but things got busy. And it's going to be an afternoon stream one of these days. It might be tomorrow.
Okay.
I think I only have that 7:30 appointment, so
chat.
may do something tomorrow afternoon. But we are not going to do the planned topic. We are just going to do a short This Week in Wrestling stream because we want to let you guys know that the next stream that we want you guys to really be a part of is going to be next week. As in this Sunday, we are going to be doing top 10 favorite women's wrestlers of all time. So we want to give you guys a little bit of time. We don't just want to jump into that.
Thank you. I'll have a
not
list
give you
ready
guys
this time.
Yeah, that's the one thing that we didn't want to do, is just hop in and have these lists that we're doing and nobody be ready for it. So if you guys are here now, you're being told. If we are going on Sunday, I know it's been a rough 2 weeks. We will be doing the top 10 women's wrestlers of all time. Yeah. This week will be just a short, I mean, it might be a half hour to an hour long just talking about the week in wrestling. I mean, there is some stuff to talk about, some big releases and things like that. But yeah, we'll dive into it. It shouldn't take us too long though.
So if you're a fan of wrestling, you're in the right place. Among our Dosage podcasts on podcast platforms, every episode of the Nerds of Wrestling podcast can be found. They cover all wrestling, everything in the world of wrestling. They're generally live on Sunday nights on the Twitch channel if you ever want to tune in live. But if you miss an episode, they're archived Google, Apple, Spotify, and they also have their own YouTube channel. So if you're a fan of wrestling, again, you're in the right place. Check them out, give them support. And then the best of advice I have for anyone that wants to check out our content when it goes live, turn on those notifications. Get notified of when we go live. If you don't have those notifications on, you don't know when we're live. We also have notifications set on our Twitter now. We also have notifications in our Discord. If you're not following us on Twitter, and if you're not in our Discord, you're missing out. Join the fun, join our Discord, join us on social media. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, really anywhere. Join us, be a part of the conversation, and continue building what we're doing here. So yeah, Rated already has this pick because of reasons. Good Lord, Rated. We need to find you a friend.
Bad.
Anyways, it's been a pleasure, as always, doing this show with you two. And thanks for popping in and helping us out tonight with these. Generally, iRob can be found on the our DNA podcast, which is the Real, because we keep it real, REEL, Dose of Nerd Acumen podcast. What we do there is video game movie reviews. Our next one is going to be Detective Pikachu. That is coming later in the month. So do yourself a favor, watch Detective Pikachu. If you like music, listen to Yum Yum's Lure by ICP. That is their latest EP. That'll be the next music album that we review on the podcast. That is also coming later this month. So a lot of content coming your way. And Cody has advice before we exit on how to pick up chicks. So
You bend down and you pick them up because they're cute and fluffy.
it's true. So all that and more, you guys are in the right place. If you like this type of content, we try to give you the best variety of stuff that can be found on one single channel, and I feel like we're delivering on that promise. If we're not, you can always give us feedback, but we don't want to know. Isn't that what Bowman Burnham says? We don't want to know.
Yeah, we don't want to know.
But anyways, thank you both. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, supporters. You guys are truly the best. And until next time, be safe out there. And damn it, get some sleep.